out on the road has been another story. 6-6 overall against the Eastern Conference. They'd love to get this trip started with a victory tonight, but it won't be easy. Knicks are fighting to stay alive in the playoff race in the East. The 4 keys to the game are coming up next.
I have asthma, and even with my asthma controlling medicine, I was still having symptoms. So I hadn't taken out my old horn for a while. Then my doctor put me on Advair. Since then, I've been having fewer symptoms and breathing better. So I've been thinking about playing again.
I didn't know you could play like that, Dad.
Neither did I, son. Neither did I. Advair is the one controller that treats the 2 main causes of asthma symptoms, airway constriction and inflammation.
Advair contains salmeterol. In patients with asthma, medicines like salmeterol may increase the chance of asthma-related death. So Advair is not for people whose asthma is well controlled on another controller medicine. Advair won't replace fast-acting inhalers for sudden symptoms and should not be taken more than twice a day. Talk to your doctor about the risks and benefits of treating your asthma with Advair. If you're taking Advair, see your doctor if your asthma does not improve. Find out how to get your first full prescription free at Advair.com. Advair can help you breathe better.
That's sweet.
FSN Live is your all-access pass to the action you live for and the teams you can't live without. FSN Live connects you to the players and events like no one else can.
Well, that's the kind of stuff that good teams do.
With cameras on Northwest universities. And in-depth analysis from Bill Kruger, Kevin Calabro, and Hall of Famers Lenny Wilkins and Warren Moon. Experience the Northwest sports scene like never before. FSN Live, where the action is. Before the game, after the game, and every night at 10.
This lush expanse of green does more than beautify our world. Trees help clean the air of carbon dioxide, a major greenhouse gas. As North America's largest recycler, last year alone, Waste Management recycled enough paper to save over 41 million trees. From everyday collection to environmental protection, think green. Think Waste Management.
Help! Help! I'm hurt and can't work. I need help to pay my rent, car payment, and electric bill.
You! Do something!
I built! My hero.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
A is for allspice. B, basil.
Unhand those savory spices.
Wild Horse presents a spicy encounter.
Abandon blandness and get thee to Wild Horse, where the fun is always.
Now at Wild Horse, every Wednesday night is Ladies' Night. Ladies, use your Club Wild Card for free slot play, cash drawings, massages, makeovers, shopping, and more.
But I was only on curry.
To Wild Horse. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. How do you play?
Closed captioning of tonight's telecast is provided by Mart. Portland Trailblazer basketball is brought to you by Subway. Stop by a Subway restaurant after the game. Subway, eat fresh. By Lush Schwab Tire Centers, the name you trust when you're on the road. By Wells Fargo, the next stage. By Spirit Mountain. Spirit Mountain Casino's free $1 million slot pull. Oregon's next millionaire. By Rasmussen BMW. Discover the Rasmussen BMW difference at RasmussenBMW.com. By JLS Custom Homes, a home for every lifestyle. And by Standard TV. In Portland, Tigard, Beaverton, and Bend, Standard TV and Appliance.
And back here inside historic Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. Trailblazers and Knicks tonight. Time to get to the Northwest Ford Store's keys to the game. What are they, Coach?
Well,
Evans?
it's got to start off with defensive rebounding. The Knicks don't shoot real well, about 45%. They go after offensive rebounds, so you got to keep them off the boards. Foul line. The Knicks are 4th in the NBA at 29 per game. Blazers have to match that aggressiveness on the foul line. And bench scoring with Zach out of the lineup. Travis, Martell, and Sergio have to score tonight to make up for Zach Randolph.
Those are Northwest Ford Store's keys to the game. Northwest Ford Store's bold moves. When we come back, we'll get you the Gatorade X Factor. This starting lineups and the opening tip. Blazers open the square of the season series with the Knicks tonight. Stephon Marbury and Steve Francis have other ideas. They want the sweep. Zach Randolph not playing tonight. We'll tip it off next.
I like it cold.
Like it cold? Introducing iced coffee at McDonald's. Served over ice in 3 tasty flavors. Try it free from noon to 2 p.m.
First dates, cocktail parties, weddings, meetings, business trips, second dates. You can wear a suit just about anywhere. Just don't always wear the same one. At Men's Warehouse, you can update your look with 100% wool suits starting at $200. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Back here at Madison Square Garden, Knicks 30-37 on the season. Trailblazers 27-40 following Tuesday's win over Washington. Time to get you the Gatorade X Factor. Who is it tonight?
Well, without Zach Randolph, he won't be double-teamed and won't get open shots for this guy, Martell Webster. He may have to create his own shot, like right there, get it to the rim. X Factor tonight, getting to the rim, Martell Webster.
Gatorade, is it in you? And now time to get you the starting lineups, brought to you by Coors Light. Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Taste the cold. First for the New York Knicks, who play in Cleveland tomorrow night. Stephon Marbury, Steve Francis in the backcourt. Jared Jeffries, Channing Frye. And the man who always plays well against Portland, Eddie Curry. Inside the center, and the head coach of the Knicks is Isaiah Thomas. And for the Trailblazers, playing the first of 4 straight out on the road, starting 5, J.Jack, Brandon Roy, Ime Udoka, the former New York Knick, L.Aldridge, and J.Magloire make up the rest of that front line for Portland, and the head coach is Nate McMillan. Well, the Blazers starting off this road trip, and assistant coach Monty Williams tells us in tonight's Corona Coach's Corner, be nice to start with a little energy tonight.
Well, it's always good to get off to a good start on the road. We had a tough trip coming here, but we can't use that as an excuse. We're playing a team that's pretty hungry tonight. They're fighting for a playoff spot, and we know what's at stake for us. We want to get better and continue to improve, so we got to get off to a good start.
That is the Corona Coach's Corner. We flew east yesterday, lose 3 hours and get in late, but for the New York Knicks, who are on the edge of that playoff race in the Eastern Conference, this is the headline today in the New York Daily News, talking about this game tonight, Mike Rice, being a must-win for the Knicks.
Well, the writer said if they win 8 of 15, 8 and 7, this is a must-win right tonight. They said they can't lose any games to teams like the Blazers. And I know Nate McMillan took that to the locker room because they said a team like the Blazers almost have the same record as the Knicks. They're unfortunately in the West, not the East, where if you take a day off and everyone else plays, you gain a game because everyone else loses in the East.
You're starting off with that tonight as we have 3 games in the East here in the next few days.
Oh, look at the Blazers are double teaming Curry immediately. I love that.
Francis tries the 3 and the rebound claimed by Magloire. That's right. Portland usually sees that when they have Zach Randolph in the lineup, but Portland now doubling New York's leading scorer.
Yeah, and that'll be good because Curry's not a great passer, and he won't get into foul trouble if you double team him.
He is a large human being. As Magloire floats across the middle and floats it home over Curry, as J.Magloire is a big piece of steak himself, but Curry makes him look small.
Yeah, and it'll be just the opposite, as you just said, MB. Normally it's the Blazers getting double teamed. The Knicks didn't double team. They won't anybody.
Channing Frye hits his first look. He's tied the game at 2.
He's got a lot of height over Udoka, so early they're posting up. That's their game plan, post up Udoka with Channing Frye, who got his eyes scratched the other night.
Blazers running back-to-back plays for Magloire, and an offensive foul going to be called on Jamal for the right-handed push-off, says Leon Wood, who is one of our officials tonight. We'll get you the other ones momentarily.
He doesn't go left well at all. His His footwork is not good. Normally he takes steps going left. That time he just pushed off a little bit, but you could see he wasn't on balance.
You saw the officials, Leon Wood, Ronnie Garrison, Zach Zarba. Marbury tries a three. He thought he had it, and Magloire grabs another rebound.
And now they're double teaming Channing Frye also with Aldridge. So they're double teaming anybody that posts up. Unusual for Nate McMillan.
Aldridge trying to lean in on Frye to start things off as the shot clock is down to 10. Jack playing a little pick and roll with Magloire, takes the outside jumper, and that rattles out. Jarrett has been struggling from the fleet in the field, and that one was halfway down before it kicked out. Here's Jeffries in transition. Blazers slow to get back and pay the price.
Jarrett Jeffries is not a half-court offensive guy. He runs the court well, will make layups, but his thing is defense.
Look at Roy drive to the lane and get it in the bucket. The goaltend called on Frye. As you mentioned a moment ago, the goggles being worn by Frye tonight. And here's Brandon's nice crossover.
Yeah, and notice Jarrett Jeffries, their best defenders on Brandon Roy. He should be on Udoka, but they're taking him off.
And Brandon with the tip and the steal. Blazers 3-on-1. Roy takes it to the lane, gets bumped hard, goes down, didn't finish. And that's a foul on Frye. A good job by Brandon to draw the contact. He wishes he would have finished with that left hand, and he'll shoot free throws.
I think if he would have finished, they wouldn't have called the foul. They were waiting. It wasn't blown there. It was blown right there after the ball came out.
It was a foul, however.
Oh, yeah, he definitely got bumped.
You see Brandon with 16 points per game now, 4 assists, over 4 rebounds per game. Coming off a 12 rebound night against Washington. Here's the numbers for Brandon and the ranks, where he ranks among rookies.
I'm wondering when Scott Zachary will make up a little chart for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Hey.
In March is the hottest rookie in the NBA. Now, I'll have to wait and see in Chicago if we have a chart.
You also call our executive producer out in the first 2 minutes of the show, so it should be interesting tonight. Francis runs into Aldridge. LaMarcus was inside the restricted area. And that's the late call by Leon Wood. And because that shot didn't go in, Wood with the call, and Portland probably wishes it would have gone in. You don't want fouls on Aldridge.
Yeah, and the call isn't made. He's inside. The call isn't made. The call still isn't made. It isn't made. Now the whistle's blown. And Nate is wondering, what is this, some kind of delayed reaction type game tonight? That's the second time in the first minute.
And that's what Nate is complaining about. And Leon Wood yells over Ronnie Garrison and says, you had the same call, correct? And Ronnie indeed, of course, has his partner's back. And Francis makes the first free throw. There wasn't much contact, and I think that's what Nate McMillan is complaining about.
Well, I think he's complaining about the lateness of the call. You know, that's you either call it or you don't call it. You don't wait to see if it goes in. In the NBA, it's and one. The players will tell you that. Marbury wearing his, how much do they cost? $11.95 or something like that, shoes?
Well, something like that. I'm not sure if his do, but
yeah. No, they say he wears his shoes. Now, I'm not sure if
changes every time out.
It could be.
Roy takes a jumper over Jeffries, a little bit off, rebound ripped down by Curry inside.
Well, without Zach Randolph here, you can see how aggressive Roy has become shooting the basketball.
Aldridge turning up and under move on Frye over Aldridge, and Channing Frye, they're trying to go at LaMarcus Aldridge early, as he already has the one foul we saw a moment ago.
He says they're not goggles he's wearing, they're protective glasses. I don't know the difference, but he said Kareem wore goggles. I don't.
Magloire's pass tipped and out of bounds to Portland. An interesting defensive matchup, as I was talking to some of the New York people before the game about what they would do as far as defending Brandon Roy, Francis or Marbury. Well, Jeffries is on Roy, and they've gone and put Marbury on Udoka.
Yeah, and that's smart of them.
Brandon for three out top.
Yeah, and you can take Jeffries outside. Long-armed, he's 6'8", but he plays more. Right now, Aldridge is checking him just to show you, normally he's a power forward.
Francis from just inside three. Shot was off. Got his own rebound, though, and then throws it off of Aldridge. Out of bounds, almost hits Trailblazers owner Paul Allen, who's right there where that ball landed.
Boy, and that's the second game in a row. Roy has gone out and not boxed out a shooter who has gone around him, and he knows better than that. His Husky training is better than that.
Marbury gets a pick from Curry. Tries to flip back. Roy nearly had the steal. And then gives to Marbury for three in the corner right in front of the Trailblazer bench.
You hate to have Stephon Marbury make his first shot, because if he starts thinking about scoring, they're a better offensive team.
Nice to see Brandon Roy have a good night in this building. We've talked about the attention he needs to gain from the East to lock away that Rookie of the Year. Aldridge tipped that away, earned himself the shot, missed it. Rebound Udoka, third opportunity for Portland.
They're a good offensive rebounding team, but you can hit the defensive boards on them. They move Curry around.
Pick and roll, and Magloire took an extra step. Brandon hit the three, too. That's the bad news, and New York will have it on the Portland turnover.
When you go pick and roll like that and you get the ball out, he should look. There's Paul Allen right there back in New York.
And Knicks 2-point lead and the ball. Francis around a Curry pick. He does cast a large shadow. And sets a big pick. Roy crossed it over on Jeffries and called for the carry. Brandon called for 3 different traveling violations in the first quarter of the Washington game. 2 of them proved untrue on the replay. We'll take a look if he carried it here.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, now Marbury is the same type of guy on his crossover dribble, so we'll watch his movement and see if he gets away with any just like that.
Fry over Aldridge. They play a similar game. Offensive rebound Jeffries. Marbury left open for 3. Blazers get caught standing around watching the offensive rebound carry him to New York, and that set up Marbury for the wide open 3.
The way it looks, we'd rather have Stevie Francis franchise shooting that ball. He doesn't look like he's on tonight. Marbury does.
Jarrett through the middle. Finds an open Udoka. Ime baseline, double team. Shot clock at 6. Roy has it way out top. Brandon right past Jeffries down the right side, but there was Curry, and Portland will have it with 1 to shoot.
Oh, this will be tough. You've got to move Curry around, and he's not moving around. He's staying right in that lane, and he's not looking at all for his man, J.Magloire.
Brandon taking a little body down the right side. That's a quick start to the clock. They would have scored the 3. It looked like it was to be still in his hands, but Ronnie Garrettson had his hand up and was going to say good. Marbury to the hoop, missed the shot. Jeffries offensive board. Magloire eats it up, and it goes to Udoka.
Yeah, that wasn't a good power move at all by Jeffries, and he doesn't get back on defense.
Roy finds an open Ime in the corner for 3.
Udoka is number 2 in 3-point field goal percentage in March, and he adds to that total. You know what he's shooting in March?
Tell me.
59% from the 3-point line. That's unbelievable.
Here's Fry out top over Aldridge. Again, off with the shot. The rebound, Ime Udoka. Knicks have been criticized for not hanging on to Ime Udoka, and they bring in Jared Jeffries, pay him a whole lot more money.
Well, they've got guys over on that bench that
J.Jack right down the middle around Fry, finger rolls it up and in. A nice pick by J.Magloire there at the foul line.
Yeah, Jamal, as you said, MB, he's got a big body and he can set picks as long as he's not moving. He gets in the habit sometime of trying to set too good of a pick, and he has a moving violation.
Jeffries inside Curry. Blazers getting caught on a switch.
A nice rotation.
Curry goes back looking for the lob. Marbury takes a deep 3. He had to, out of bounds to Portland with 4:54 left. So despite a quick start by the Knicks shooting the basketball, Trailblazers have tied things up thanks to that J.Jack drive with the right hand.
Sergio's a fan favorite because he's the Spanish chocolate. He comes in and people know Sergio's going to play loose, he's going to have fun.
Yeah, I think he brings that excitement, you know, the crazy passes, buzzer beaters, you know, like things like that.
But at the same time, he's going to get the game up and down, and I think that's what fans come to watch. Spanish chocolate, you're our man.
Spanish chocolate, baby.
Columbia Aircraft in Bend is all about performance, speed, and technology. So when choosing an employee health plan, Columbia landed on LifeWise. They like our streamlined plan designs, innovative cost options, and powerful online technology. Because when you build a high-performance product, you want a health plan that acts the same way. LifeWise Health Plan of Oregon.
And we are tied at 14, just over midway through the first quarter here in New York. And once again, the Blazers offering you a special offer of the game. Watch for the steal of the game coming up during the second and third quarters of each Trailblazers televised game. And FSN brings you the very latest from camp. That's training camp like no one else can, with fresh highlights and reaction. Plus, we'll show you some fun places to visit as you're making the trip down to Mariners spring training. It's FSN Live Mariners Nightly tonight at 10 p.m. only on FSN. And I want to wish a quick happy birthday to Betty Sims. 83 today. Albany, a big Trailblazer fan.
She qualifies on our list.
Absolutely.
Big fan. Over 80.
You'll be qualifying very soon.
Very soon. Very soon. Sooner than I.
Blazers inbound. Here's J.Jack trying to post up Udoka. Well, finally trying to take advantage of this matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Goaltending on Curry.
Yeah, and you know what the timeout was about? Isaiah Thomas, this team gets to the foul line 29 times a game. They're number 4 in the NBA, and they were taking all outside shots. So you can bet they're going to pound it into Curry right now. They're going to try to get Magloire into foul trouble.
Well, we mentioned the Blazers.
Look at that double team.
With an opportunity with New York starting Francis and Marbury, a small backcourt. Francis now looking to find a way to the hole. Nice move. Finger rolls it up and in. That snaps a 7-0 Blazer run.
Francis looks a little chunkier around the waist.
Well, he was about to call it a season when Jamal Crawford got hurt.
February 26, he said he was done. Jamal got hurt the 27th. And there's that going left. See, when he goes left, he has trouble, Jamal. That's why all teams try to push him left.
He's trying to pass out of it. Jamal Magloire talking to Leon Wood about the call right now. 4th Portland turnover. They took care of the ball very well on Tuesday night against Washington. Just the 13 turnovers and had 23 assists, led by, of course, the 3 rookies.
Yeah, the Knicks are usually the ones that get in trouble with turnovers.
Francis baseline. Back to Balkman. Excuse me, Balkman went inside. That was Francis in the corner of the 3. Tried. Magloire finally grabs the rebound. Ronaldo Balkman out of South Carolina, the rookie, is in for New York. And Sergio Rodriguez at the table set to check in for Portland. Travis Outlaw in as well. And look who's headed to the table for New York, David Lee. Who we didn't think we'd see tonight, but decided at the last minute to go ahead and warm up and suit up. And Isaiah Thomas decides to put him in early here. The thought was, if the Trailblazers were playing well early in New York, looked like they needed him, he would play. Well, it's the first quarter, and he's going to play. Right now, he's missed 11 games with that ankle. And listen to the crowd. They love him here.
Oh, he's a monster. He just, in the rookie second-year guy all-star game, he was 11 for 12. He got 15 rebounds. He killed the rookies in that game. And he's, as you said, MB, really popular here.
Well, and we mentioned before, the Knicks looking at this game as a must-win. They play at Cleveland tomorrow night. Balkman cuts to the hoop. Fry finds him right at the shot clock buzzer, and with that, the Knicks tie the game at 18.
And the reason they took Curry out, the Blazers were double teaming him, and the Knicks didn't know how to re-enter the ball to him, so they take him out of the game. But I think they'll be better with the middle open now.
Magloire holding, going to go to work on Fry. Bullies his way baseline and throws it down over Fry, who couldn't hang with the big man.
Yeah, remember, the Curry was checking Magloire. Now Magloire may have his way with the skinny Fry.
Or small Fries.
Oh, you're odd tonight.
Marbury throws it away nearly as Sergio had it and lost it. Fry with 5 seconds, and this time Sergio picks it. 3-on-2. Rodriguez left side to Roy, lays it up. No, but he's fouled. And another beautiful fast break engineered by the Spanish magician. 2:13 left here in the opening quarter is Jamal Magloire with a nice move baseline.
Let's try 99 cents. Okay, now try the zesty nachos. Too much flavor? No, it's perfect.
Taco Bell's new Zesty Nachos. Delicious taste and a cheesy zesty kick for only 99 cents. To get big zesty taste for a zesty little price, think outside the bun.
With quality new home communities throughout the Pacific Northwest in nearly every price range, it's clear why JLS Custom Homes has become a leading choice among new home buyers. JLS takes great pride in the communities it builds and knows that buying a home is one of the most important decisions you and your family will make. Innovative designs, carefully planned communities, and unparalleled standard features makes JLS the builder people come to when they want quality and value. JLS Custom Homes. We build the home, you create the memories.
Not all the energy for our fuel comes from oil in the ground. A lot of it comes from our people, who year in and year out put so much of their energy into everything they do. So you can be sure that when you put Valero gas into your tank, you're going to get a lot out of it. Valero, the energy to take you anywhere.
Blazers by 2, and Brandon Roy headed to the free throw line with 2:13 left here in the opening quarter. Time to get you tonight's Aflac trivia question. And Mike Rice, your question tonight is, what is the Blazer record for free throws made in a game? And when was that set?
Oh,
that is the question tonight.
I may get that.
Well, playing in New York is always a big-time experience for young players. I know L.Aldridge kind of took a walk around the arena, looked around, and Brandon Roy as well. Brandon talks about what it means to play at the MSG.
Nah, it's great. I mean, it just has a buzz around here that you can feel it. It's in the air. And the biggest thing is I try to stay relaxed and come out here and have a big game, because this is the perfect stage to do it.
There's one of his shots from outside. On the layups, he seems a little nervous tonight. He's missed 2 that he'd definitely like to have back.
Well, he had that one blocked by Curry out of bounds, and maybe that puts a little doubt in your mind.
Yeah, and Curry's out of the game now, and this is not a steal team or a shot blocking team, the Knicks. They're down into the 20s as far as ranking in the NBA, so you can go into the middle and get your shot. As they play seldom use Jerome James, can you believe they put him in to try to handle J.Magloire? That's amazing. Jamal getting a switch. Where is Jamal? He's not in the game.
He's not right now. Jerome
Blazers.
James is in the game, though.
Yeah, the Blazers go small.
Marbury right side over Aldridge. No, and Outlaw keeps it alive. Up ahead is Webster. Sergio goes 3-on-2. Left side, Brandon Roy. 11 in the first quarter for Roy. That's the kind of game he needs on the biggest stage in the world.
Yeah, and they compare him a lot to Walt Frazier, the analyst of the Knicks. If you look at him, the way he does everything, it just looks so easy to him. I think it's a good comparison.
Lee down to Marbury. Here's Nate Robinson, of course, from Washington and Seattle. Off with his attempt. Balkman the rebound. Aldridge gets the block, then Webster takes it away.
And Balkman will, from South Carolina, get rebounds. That's what he does best. He hustles, he bangs, along with David Lee in the game. They have their hustle group in the game.
Sergio pass tipped out of bounds by Balkman. 12 to shoot for Portland. 1:21 left for the quarter. Blazers have their largest lead of the game.
I would have loved to have him keep Stevie Francis in the game, because Nate Robinson is playing against his, of course, Husky teammate Brandon Roy, and there's something going on there between the two of them, although now he's on Sergio.
There's Brandon against Balkman. Roy backs him down, gets him in the air, and one as Roy gets it off the glass, and Balkman fouls. Brandon a chance at a three-point play.
Well, they had their best defender, Jared Jeffries, on him. Now they have Balkman on him. That's their second best defender, and they're putting a big guy on him. Look at him, how he faked, drew the guy to him, and you can tell he's fired up. He doesn't do that fist pump very often.
Well, and we mentioned on the plane yesterday on the way here to Brandon is about the Rookie of the Year, where he never likes to talk about individual stuff as he misses the free throw here. But, you know, you play out west, as we talk about all the time, and you worry at times you are very much under the radar here in the Eastern Conference. But playing in this arena, nice chance to have a good game for Brandon. Outlaw nearly the steal. Sergio gets a hand on the ball, and coaches one of their biggest indicators for if their team is ready to play is defensive deflections. And Portland with a lot of those, as Luke Schenscher up off the bench will check in for the first time for Portland.
I'll tell you what, this is a game of surprises. First, Jerome James gets in, about 23 pounds overweight, and now Schenscher, the newest Blazer, Schenscher, on a 10-day contract. I don't even know his name yet.
You're thinking of Dwayne.
Yeah,
with the
no, I was.
Luke has some hair, but not that much. Yeah. Marbury pick and roll with Jerome James. And again, James, a guy who hardly ever plays. Lee, though, the offensive rebound at the shot clock buzzer.
One of the best offensive rebounders in the NBA, David Lee. You've got to box him out. He goes after everything.
Here's Lee against Webster. Martell with the foul. That is going to be just Portland's first foul in the last 2 minutes, just their second team foul of the quarter.
I love the way they're scurrying around. You know, the Blazers don't get steals. They're 28th in the NBA, but this unit that's in there, they're just bugging.
Well, if I would have told you before the game that we would see a matchup Schenscher versus Jerome James, you would have thought either it's a blowout or there's a bunch of people hurt.
Or we're played a fifth quarter. They've run out of players. Everyone's fouled out.
Robinson out top, Schenscher on him. Here's Nate. Shot clock down to 6. They go inside to Jerome James. Nice pass to Marbury, who cuts. Blazers felt pretty good. Had the shot clock down to 2, and the ball in Jerome James' hands with nowhere to go.
Yeah, Jerome James, last time he made a pass was, I think, 89.
10 seconds left for the quarter.
And because we double teamed him, he made one there.
Sergio still with it. 3 seconds left. Sergio still with it. Runs around Lee. Got to go up with it. And it's not awareness of the clock. The Trailblazers will discuss that during the timeout. But a good first quarter for the road team tonight. These Trailblazers, a long flight yesterday, and getting to New York into the Manhattan, never easy, but looked inspired in that first quarter.
Hi, hon.
Someday, a real home office. Today, a Wells Fargo home equity account can help you make the most of your home. Seize yours someday at Wells Fargo.
I've been doing a lot of thinking about this. Lunch, we've been tight for a long time. Dinner, I couldn't do it without you. But I gotta say, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That's why I'm serving breakfast all day.
Yes! I've always heard people say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but coming from you, Jack, this is just awesome!
The most important meal. Served all day.
Well, that...
At Rasmussen BMW, it isn't about how many cars are sold. It's about customers and a buying and ownership experience that can't be found at any other luxury car store. That's the Rasmussen BMW difference. At Rasmussen, you'll find new and certified pre-owned BMWs and special BMW lease and finance rates like those available now on the 2007 328xi. And you'll find Rasmussen people. Discover the Rasmussen BMW difference at Southwest Jefferson at 20th.
At the Gatorade Sports Science Institute, we test athletes in the lab. Because we know they'll be tested on the field. Gatorade, the most tested sports drink on the planet.
Trailblazers shoot 63% in the opening quarter. The Knicks at 36%. The Trailblazers lead it by 6. Well, right now is the time to be a Trailblazers season ticket holder. Renew your seats by April 20th to secure your incentive by calling your ticket services manager, or to become a new season ticket holder. Just $100 locks in the best seats for next season. 503-797-9600 or visit trailblazers.com.
Both teams are claiming they should have the ball. The
Blazer
referees
ball.
don't know.
And they finally is. New York was trying to sell them on that, but the Knicks got the opening tip.
Boy, they almost did, too, get the ball.
You would have popped out there, I'm sure.
In a minute. I knew that. Look at Nate putting pressure on Sergio.
Freddie Jones with it. Steve Francis on him. Here's Outlaw. Rodriguez turns the corner. Finger rolls it up and off. It just rolled out, and Jerome James was there to effect the shot.
David Lee was not supposed to play, and boy, he's in there rebounding.
There's Lee with an outside jumper. That part of his game may be a little rusty.
Yeah,
Nate Robinson for three. New York not a particularly good three-point shooting team. Nate Robinson on the season 34%, but dropped that one down.
Well, he hasn't played lately this early in the game.
Webster for a three to get it right back.
X factor.
Yeah.
And I thought that Martell would look good against the Knicks defense. They don't defend the three-point shot at all. They don't make them, and they don't defend it. They're last in the NBA at that, 37%. So you can shoot outside against them.
Francis back to Robinson for another three.
Yeah, he doesn't play, but when he does, when he gets inspired and he makes a couple, he could give you trouble.
So 3 straight buckets by Seattle natives. And Brandon Roy's not even in the game. And if Jamal Crawford were here, that'd be another one. Sergio drops it in over Lee.
Boy, and I love the way they switched, kept David Lee. No respect for Sergio Rodriguez's outside shot, and he just burnt David Lee. Blazers in their matchup zone.
Schenscher follows Balkman to the corner.
Do you think Schenscher knows this matchup?
He does his homework, and he's worked on it.
Sure.
Francis carries the basketball, and we go the other way on the turnover. We saw that call on Portland earlier was on Brandon Roy. Third Knicks turnover. Let's take a look, Mike Rice.
Yeah, let's see if how they're calling this.
It was,
I tell you what, I don't think that is. He did a little palm, but man.
Freddie Jones, hard drive down the right side. Outlaw gonna go baseline, hangs and off with the shot. Rebound tip by Schenscher, nearly in, but New York digs it out. Here comes Francis, Balkman, Nate Robinson for 3 in a row. No. Martell Webster, Balkman, as David Lee just knocked it away from Martell Webster, but he does that to a lot of people.
Yeah, Outlaw and Webster really have to get strong as you see second chance points, 13-0.
Oh, Sergio on the move, misses the runner. Aldridge at the table set to check in. This bench unit getting the advantage over Portland right now.
Yeah, I think they need LaMarcus back in.
Jerome James has it poked away by Schenscher, but right to Francis. Shot clock at 10.
But Jerome James calling for the ball. He's got something going.
Hasn't played in a couple of games. Off with that jumper. Rebound off of. Boy, Balkman is everywhere.
And so is Lee. When you play Balkman and Lee together, look out on the offensive boards. And that was one of the keys to the game. Keep them off. And I didn't even think Balkman and Lee would play that much. Now that they have, that reaffirms our keys to the game.
Well, Balkman with the wild hair. Kind of like Anderson Varejao. I think to be a scrappy rebounder with no offensive game, you've got to have strange hair.
That's good.
Sergio all the way around underneath. Outlaw with 6 to shoot. Travis top of the key jumper, rattles out. Aldridge off the bench with the offensive rebound. Fred Jones then down the middle is hacked to the floor. Ball loose, picked up by the Knicks. Nate McMillan furious with Zach Zarba on the far side.
Well, this Knicks team in the half court will have trouble scoring. Long as you keep Nate Robinson in your rearview mirror, they'll have trouble.
David Lee's got the mismatch down low. Aldridge blocks it. Hits second. Excuse me, Outlaw got that one. Aldridge picks it up.
Oh, I thought it was, you think it was Outlaw?
I don't know. No, it was Outlaw.
Okay.
And a bad pass down low. Turnover Portland. That's one thing Portland has not done well. 5 turnovers here in the first half with 8:06 left in the first half. And the Trailblazers still on top by 3.
Adios, flying food!
Hello, delicious. At Taco Del Mar, we slow cook our meats and hand make our salsa. It's why the Del in Taco Del Mar stands for delicious. Delicious is our middle name.
If you need to tow 11,000 pounds, you're going to need 2 trucks. Unless, of course, you're Joe. Joe drives the Ford F-150, the only half-ton pickup in America that can tow 11,000 pounds all by itself. Joe, how's that possible?
Fully boxed frame, Mike.
Fully boxed frame. Or not fully boxed. The choice is yours, but how are you going to drive 2 trucks at once?
Now get 0% financing for 60 months on all F-150 models. Go to CompareFord.com, then visit your Northwest Ford stores today.
If you drive one of today's newer vehicles, take a close look at Taribo LS from Les Schwab Tires. The innovative tread helps it mold to the road for better traction. It's designed to be one of the most advanced tires we've ever sold. And its patented silent wall makes it one of the quietest. Safety, comfort, performance, and our money-back ride guarantee. Taribo LS from Les Schwab.
Made specially for you, exclusively from us.
Adios, boring foods! Hello, delicious. At Taco Del Mar, we slow cook our meats and hand make our salsa. It's why the Del in Taco Del Mar stands for delicious. Delicious is our middle name.
8:06 left here in the first half. Blazers lead down to 3 points. Well, time to get you tonight's steal of the game. It's a 4-game package. A pair of red section tickets to games against the Grizzlies, Jazz, and Houston Rockets. And then your bonus game is that Golden State game on April 18th. That's the final game of the regular season, I do believe. 797-9600 is the number to call, or as always, you can log on to trailblazers.com. Freddie Jones trying to explain to Ronnie Garrettson right now that he was hammered when he went to the rim a minute ago. We looked at the replay during the break, and he was absolutely cleaned out by Jerome James, who's now on the bench for the Knicks.
Yeah, he not only the lower body, he whacked him across the arm. I didn't see that initially, but boy, after looking at the replay, replays don't lie.
Referees don't have the benefit of it.
Look at Curry's back in, and they're double teaming him. They got to get to him all.
Jump hook over Aldridge is off. Balkman, as Travis had a chance to grab that, and now does. Blazers quickly a 3-on-2. Webster for 3. It's long, and the rebound to Francis. Here comes Marbury. Back to Nate Robinson for 3. Again, his third.
Yeah, you got to find Nate Robinson with this group. Now that Curry's in there, it's going to be a little more difficult for the Blazers because they're going to have to double team Curry and get to Robinson, who's hot.
9 in the corner for Nate, all on 3-pointers. Aldridge from the outside. They got to get that game going for LaMarcus tonight. Here comes Balkman running the break.
Boy, Blazers continue to go really small, and Travis Outlaw has to grab Curry underneath. Now it's up to Marcus. I should say Martell Webster to do the double teaming now. He's got to do the double teaming. And now they're bringing in the big guy, J.Magloire. And I think this is a wise thing to push and bump Eddie Curry out. I want Curry to tuck his shirt into the tent.
Marbury for New York. To Balkman, now Marbury again. They go to Curry. The cutter is Balkman, who lays it in. It'll give and go, and Curry with the assist.
You can tell the first unit was ready for the double team in the cutter, but now that they've mixed second team guys in with them, remember, you only get one day to work on different things, and the Blazers are not a double teaming team, so it's not working as well now as it did in the first quarter, double teaming Curry.
Magloire, a little 12-foot jumper is long, and here is Francis. Blazers had planned to practice yesterday. When we got to New Jersey, Marbury travels with the ball, takes the outside shot and hits. But due to the length of the trip and the bus trip that we were on as well, Nate McMillan decided to cancel practice.
Well, from the time we got on our plane in Portland to the hotel, 7 hours.
Well, actually, almost 8. 7, what, 40?
Yeah.
Getting through the Lincoln Tunnel was
2 hours.
An experience just to get to the tunnel. As Webster out, Brandon Roy, who had 13 points in the first quarter, checks back in.
And look at Nate telling Martell some of the things that he did wrong on the rotation, on the double teams, and maybe shooting a little quick on that one possession. They don't want to get in a crazy game. They had a nice flow going in the first quarter.
They're going to go right back down low, Roy against Marbury. And the foul's going to be on Stephon Marbury. No, defensive 3-second technical.
See, that's what happens when you get someone like Brandon Roy that really is part of their defensive game plan to stop And see Balkman now, he doesn't go through. He stays right in the lane, right in the middle there. And then he comes back out, and he stayed too long. His man had gone through. And that's the attention Brandon Roy is getting from other teams now. It'll be more difficult for him to score.
Roy working on Marbury. Backs him down. Tough shot. Off. Rebound off of Aldridge. And Magloire came together. Ball off of New York. Blazers give it back. Or get it back, excuse me, as a couple of Blazers came together. But you like the aggressiveness. And Roy had that shot just roll out. But he's got the advantage on Marbury down low.
Someday, a real vacation. Someday, a home office. Someday, employee number 2. Someday, medical school. Today, talk with a Wells Fargo banker and seize your someday.
Welcome to Burger Bonanza. Can I take your order?
Yeah, I'd like a double bacon cheeseburger, large fries, an apple pie, and a milkshake to go.
Introducing Subway Fresh Fit Meals with new better-for-you sides and drinks. Subway, eat fresh.
Ancient Egyptians used constellations to track the passing of time. That's one way to go. Here's another. Subway Restaurant's new Sub of the Day. Each day has its own delicious sub for just $2.75. The $2.75 Sub of the Day. Find your favorite at Subway Restaurants. Subway, eat fresh.
She did it. He did it. And so can you. And right now, during the semi-annual sale at 24 Hour Fitness, you can do it for just $19 a month when you sign up for a 3-year prepaid membership. That's more than 350 clubs nationwide. And a whole new you for less than $20 a month. It's our best deal all year, and it's only now through the end of March. The semi-annual sale at 24 Hour Fitness. Call, click, or visit to sign up.
Well, Blazers shot 63% in the opening quarter and only led by 6, but they're just 2 for 14 here in the second quarter and only trail it by 3, so I guess it's a wash. Steal of the game tonight, 4-game package. 2 tickets to games against Memphis, Utah, and Houston, plus you get that Golden State game as a bonus game for nothing. So call 797-9600 now or trailblazers.com. Coming up at halftime, if you missed it the first time, which I know you didn't, look at that. Look at the handles. We have a feature coming up on the one, the only, the former head coach at Duquesne. The man who was tossed out by the NCAA, Mike Rice. That's coming up at halftime. Roy gets it. Skips it to Jones. Freddie with the injured hand, not taking many outside shots these days. J.Jack left his feet. Shot clock still at 8. Fred Jones stops at the elbow. It's off. Aldridge was there for a chance at the tip, and here comes Balkman.
I love the way Aldridge works the offensive boards now. He is just, doesn't matter who he's playing against, he goes after it.
Marbury, Francis, Nate Robinson got to guard the 3 now with the fact that he already has 3 of those. Shot clock at 6. Over Aldridge this time.
Well, he wanted to take that 3-point, and that's why he ran the clock down, and then he looked, and LaMarcus was doing a pretty good job on him, but from right at the beginning of that, he wanted to take that 3-pointer.
Marbury is getting tired of getting blown by Brandon Roy, so now he offers the tough defense out top. Here's J.Jack in the corner. Ime Udoka will check in next dead ball. Jarrett for 3 in the corner.
Boy, and that's a great sign because J.Jack the last 4 games is only shooting 26%, averaging 4 points a game, so the Blazers badly need J.Jack to contribute.
Both teams hot from behind the arc. They go back to Curry against Magloire. Blazers bring the quick double again. And that leaves Francis in the corner. His 3 is off. Balkman had a chance at the rebound, but Magloire takes it away and then shows him with one hand.
The Blazers are doing the right thing, leaving Stevie Francis.
Oh, Jack to Aldridge down the middle.
That's a great pass and a great Aldridge beating Curry down.
Your reaction was better as you saw it coming. You squirmed in your seat.
Ooh. But Aldridge looks at Curry and said, Curry, I can outrun you backwards. I'll beat you down the court.
Knicks lead is 1. Aldridge, excuse me, Magloire hops out for the double. Here's Curry. Marbury, a deep three. That's well off. Rebound pulled down by Magloire.
And the Blazers are leaving Stevie Francis open. And you can see he doesn't have his confidence because he's passing up the wide open three.
Brandon Roy moves past Curry. High off the glass. No, didn't go glass. Was short. He was trying to pass it. Here's Marbury. Into Jack. Pushes off Jarrett with the free hand, but he'll shoot free throws. That's a veteran move by Marbury, who left his feet and had J.Jack right in his face. Here's Jarrett on the break.
Yeah, Jarrett they work so well because two things. When Sergio Rodriguez goes up the court, you know he's looking to pass. And when Aldridge runs up the court, the Blazer guards, that time J.Jack, look for him because they know he can beat up the court most of the other team's big guys with his speed.
Marbury misses the first. Channing Frye and Jared Jeffries back in for the Knicks, and Ime Udoka, of course, there.
Now
setting the Trailblazer offense.
With this lineup in there, the Knicks really usually have to go to Curry. But Curry's been double teamed all night long, and he's just not in the flow of the game. I'll tell you, Marbury's doing a nice job on Jack.
Magloire, Roy. Brandon slices down the middle, drops it to Aldridge for the two-handed jam.
And that is showing a little bit of what Brandon Roy can do, even being almost double teamed going up the middle.
And here's a steal by Roy, doing it all. Brandon had 13 points in that first quarter, hasn't scored since, but continues to do the other things.
Curry's looking over at Isaiah Thomas saying, you told me this team wasn't going to double team me.
J.Jack has Curry on him. Then goes inside to Magloire. Jamal's hammered by Francis. Blazers, though, a nice job of recognizing the mismatch inside.
Yeah, the first unit really is recognizing weaknesses in this Knicks defense. Let's see if they can continue with that.
The Ford F-150 is the only pickup in its class that can carry 3,050 pounds. That's 890 pounds more than the nearest competitor. And that's really heavy. How do they do it, guys?
Big hook and leaf springs.
This is the leaf spring. Honking is a technical term. You're not waiting on me, are you? Sorry.
Now get 0% financing for 60 months on all F-150 models. Go to CompareFord.com, then visit your Northwest Ford stores today.
Bringing home the beauty of the Great Northwest is easy, thanks to Miller Paint. And when you use Miller Paint, you're using the finest paint you can buy. Paint specifically formulated for Northwest tastes and Northwest climate. Plus, at your nearby Miller Paint store, you'll find friendly, expert advice to help you achieve whatever you envision, along with everything you need to make the right color choice. If you can picture it, you can paint it. Miller Paint, our paint.
There's a reason it's called the Great Northwest. Home to pristine mountains, rivers, and lakes. There's a lot of reasons to love living here. At Bi-Mart, we've called it home for over 50 years, growing right along with the communities we serve. We're your friends, your neighbors, and we love the Northwest too. You'll see it in everything we do and who we are. If you're in the Northwest, you're in Bi-Mart country. Stop by today and shop the right fit for the Northwest. Bi-Mart.
And back here in New York, we are tied up with a little over 2.5 left first half. Steal of the game tonight once again for you. 2 tickets to the games against the Grizz, Rockets, and Wizards. Excuse me, Warriors and Rockets. The Warriors game is the bonus game. Yeah, we just had the Wizards. They're on my mind. 797-9600 right now. The whole thing is $88, all 4 games. Or log on to Trailblazers.com. Before the game, a couple of Seattle natives and Washington Huskies. Nate Robinson and Brandon Roy. And Martell Webster was near there as well. And we'll see a lot of highlights from Seattle natives coming up at halftime. And if Jamal Crawford were playing, Crawford, of course, had a big game against Portland in the first meeting. He's a Seattle native as well.
Oh, absolutely. Rainier Beach.
And the owner, Paul Allen, a Seattle native. He's here, too.
Yeah, there's... You know, I might not have taken Nate Robinson out and put Stevie Francis back in. Francis has gone a long time. He had already quit the season of February 26th, and then Jamal Crawford got hurt, so he was back playing 35 minutes 4 days later. His knee, it was a miraculous recovery of the knee.
Oh.
But also, now Quentin Richardson's not playing. We mentioned Jamal, and Quentin Richardson is a guy that was putting Stevie Francis in the retirement mode. For a while, he was talking about that.
Curry gets deep position this time. The Blazers defend. Curry barking at Zach Zarba. The Blazers have done a nice job. Eddie Curry, 0 for 2, no points.
Yeah, and he tried to shoot before the double team got there, just threw it up. The Blazers are really bothering Eddie Curry, their leading scorer. 19 a game.
Roy to Udoka. Ime down low, Magloire. Jamal has Curry on him, missed the shot. Aldridge trying to keep it alive. Knicks dig it out. And no control on the ball, so it's going to go down as a Portland 24-second shot clock violation. And Travis Outlaw back in for Portland.
Yeah, LaMarcus going out. They don't want him in foul trouble the second half. With Curry in that ball game and LaMarcus having to run and double teamed.
Francis an open three. Boy, New York continues to pull the three-pointers. They are 7 for 14 in this game.
Now, you don't want him getting any confidence, Steve Francis. Now, he can still play now.
Roy, J.Jack for his second three. Got it.
Boy, is that great. J.Jack making a couple. That'll really bring out the defense, open it up for some of the other Blazers. Maybe Roy penetrating up the middle.
Blazers 5 of 7 from behind the line.
They're going in that matchup zone.
Francis got to move baseline. Marbury a three to answer Portland's three. This is off. Magloire trying to track it down and finally does, and then shows that he has the handles by going between the legs before he gives it to Brandon Roy.
He was trying to show us that, huh?
Yeah.
Look at Roy. Oh, boy, so good.
Brandon up and under, got Marbury to bite, missed the shot. Rebound claimed inside by Francis, who kicks to Marbury. Marbury down the lane. Udoka from behind easily blocks it. Again, Brandon 13 points in that first quarter. We have not seen him score since. Well, take a look at Marbury.
If you look at the starters, Marbury going in, he would have drawn a foul, but Udoka really hustled back well. The Blazers starters have done much better than the Knicks starters. The bench with David Lee coming in there and Nate Robinson have turned it towards the Knicks' favor.
Yeah, Robinson with 12. Here's Francis. Going to challenge Magloire. Wild shot. He spun it up and in.
I can't believe that ball went in.
22nd timeout taken by Portland's coaching staff. And look at Francis hanging behind to complain with Leon Wood now. There's already 5 lead changes here in this quarter.
To take that ugly shot like this, watch this. He has no idea. He's out of control and he just throws it up. He doesn't get bumped by anybody. The ball goes in. He should be thankful that the ball went in instead of crying.
If you're hearing that little roar up in the crowd after Portland scores, the Evergreen High School Chamber Choir is here. Ooh. From, of course, Vancouver. There's about 75 of them seated up in the upper reaches of Madison Square Garden tonight. We understand they were very thrilled about being here. And
they got a sign.
Being able to cheer is,
but they're not holding it up.
Joe Bashlow, of course, who long time Trailblazer. Oh, here comes the sign.
Oh, yeah. There it is. Half up.
We got the Evergreen. There's a Brandon Roy jersey up there I see as well. So the Evergreen High School Chamber Choir, they are participating in a nationwide choral event here in New York. About 75 of them here.
And Joe Bashlow is connected with it?
Yes.
I haven't seen Joe in a long time.
Outlaw. On Marbury placed a good D, and Travis stuck it right in his eye.
And Marbury looked at him and said, "What is this?" Look at Travis.
Marbury knew what was coming move-wise and just couldn't out-jump Travis as few can.
Look at David Lee. He doesn't look happy on that Knicks bench. He didn't get up for the timeout.
He's icing that ankle.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe well, the ankle and the bone bruise that he's got.
You know,
that right leg.
That shows you how important this game is to the Knicks versus tomorrow night's game with Cleveland. They think they can win this game, and they must win it. Look at this right here. That was great defense by Stephon Marbury. He just, boy, nice article in the paper this morning by Jason Quick about that Coach Nate McMillan would love to sign Travis Outlaw for next year. What do you think?
I think he would love to, too.
But do you think? I'm going further than that.
I see that. And as usual, I don't take the bait. I swim away.
You just got right out of it.
Luke Schenscher back in for Portland.
What's his name again?
Schencher.
Okay, from Australia, right?
You had him as Dwayne Schenches earlier in the game.
No, I would put that on anybody. He's a Georgia Tech boy. He went to school 1 year, I think, with J.Jack.
Yes, he did. All right, shot clock is off. Blazers would like to go in with the lead at halftime.
Yeah.
And they're going to hold, waiting for the pick and roll. Marbury says, no, not yet, Channing. Wait till 5 seconds.
Yeah, it'll be Channing.
Now it comes. And Blazers take the foul they had to give. A nice move by F.Jones.
Yeah, Freddie with veteran abilities waited right to the last minute to grab him, and now it's 4.2, so they won't have as much time. They'll try to get Stephon Marbury on a pick from Channing Frye. Marbury will go one-on-one and take the shot.
Frye holding. Marbury gets it back. Marbury over Outlaw for 3. And it's just off. Good defense by Travis Outlaw. Well, in the quarter, Blazers shoot to 7 for 23, but survive to lead here at the half as Portland playing the first of 4 out on the road. Would love to square the season series here with the Knicks, as New York looking at this as a must-win tonight.
At Rasmussen BMW, it isn't about how many cars are sold. It's about customers and a buying and ownership experience that can't be found at any other luxury car store. That's the Rasmussen BMW difference. At Rasmussen, you'll find new and certified pre-owned BMWs and special BMW lease and finance rates like those available now on the 2007 328xi. And you'll find Rasmussen people. Discover the Rasmussen BMW difference at Southwest Jefferson at 20th.
With dedicated and knowledgeable agents all throughout the Northwest, the Century 21 team is the perfect choice for buying or selling your next home. Our robust marketing and advanced technology will assure that you are staying ahead of today's changing real estate market. Stop by one of your local Century 21 offices or visit century21.com today, and we'll help you find a place to call home.
When it comes to planning for the future, trust Country Insurance and Financial Services to keep you moving in the right direction. With down-to-earth, straightforward advice, Country Insurance and Financial Services is always there to keep you on the right path. Country, real answers for real financial security. For your family, for you, for a lifetime.
This is our country.
Hi everyone, Angie Mentink with you from the FSN Live studios. The Blazers in the Big Apple leading the Knicks right now 45-44. We'll get you back to the mecca of professional basketball in just a minute. But on to the main event of college basketball. The Ducks wait till tomorrow for their Sweet 16 matchup with UNLV, a team out of the Mountain West Conference coming off a big win over 2-seed Wisconsin. So big win over the Big Ten, but how would they stack up if they were in the Pac-10?
We'll compare them to a mixture of 2 different teams. With Kruger at the point, in a way, it's Arizona. The way they push the ball up your back and just try to create open looks off of that. And also Cal, the way they spread you out. They can penetrate, kick, and get a lot of open shots.
Yeah, I'll say Cal, you know, kind of a better version of Cal. Because they're in the Sweet 16, so, you know, they're a little bit better than Cal. And they shoot it well. They shoot it well, plus they got great presence in the middle. And I think they really play hard. I think their intensity is good.
And could they play in the Pac-10? You bet they could play in the Pac-10. That's why they're here right now in the Sweet 16. And when you look at who they've beaten, I mean, they beat a very, very good Georgia Tech team. And I thought Bo Ryan's team was one of the best teams in the country for pretty much the entire year, and they had a chance to beat them as well, too. So that tells you right there that they're a very good basketball team.
You know, it's hard to say who's the better basketball team, especially on paper. Look at how even this matchup is. Points per game, opponents' points per game, rebounding, all of them are within 1. Should be a good one. And so will tonight's episode of Mariners Nightly here on FSN. The M's were in Tucson taking on the White Sox. We'll have highlights, plus find out what J.J. Putz's teammates think about his abilities tonight at 10. That's coming up later on FSN, but right now it's time to head back out to Madison Square Garden and reconnect with Mike Barrett. Mike?
All right, thanks, Angie. And back here in the first half, Trailblazers play a good ball game, shoot a high percentage in the first quarter, 63%. That came down in the second, but they still have the lead here at halftime in game one of this 4-game trip. Well, he was a college star at Duquesne. He was drafted by the Pistons. He was a high school and a college coach, analyst at ESPN, and now 15 years with the Blazers. A closer look now at my partner in crime, the one, the only Mike Rice.
Most Blazer fans know this Mike Rice.
Hey, raise your hand.
Oh, yes.
All right, hey, how many are going to make ugly faces? The ugliest face gets on the longest.
The affable, always irreverent, and sometimes goofy basketball expert who likes nothing more than telling a good story, even if it's not exactly true.
And don't forget to cheer for Prisbilla, because no one cheers for him. He gets a tear sometimes.
Mike is very good at generating calls, emails, and in this day and age, national headlines. He'll grab a story or a player he might think it'll be a good trade. Next thing you know, it's being reported in the New York Times.
But Mike Rice is crazy like a fox, hiding his vast knowledge and passion for the game behind a clown's face paint.
He's been a former player. He's been a former coach. He watches every game he possibly can. He reads every newspaper, gets on the internet, reading every article that he can about the NBA. So he knows it backwards and forwards.
Indeed, Mike Rice doesn't even fit his lovable image. Mike was a scrappy player and a hard-nosed coach. Broadcasting was not on his agenda in the mid-'80s, even on his very first day as a TV color analyst.
We got into our seating positions about 5 minutes before the game started, and I'm not going to mention the play-by-play guy's name, but he said, Mike, you're going to have to do a lot of talking tonight because I don't know either of these teams.
The Blazers hired Rice as radio analyst after he auditioned with 3 other hopefuls during the summer of 1991. He made a smooth transition back to TV 7 years later, but is perhaps most popular with Blazer fans for all that basketball gossip that he freely admits he loves to share.
I hired the guy. It was my call years ago, so it's my fault.
Oh, thank you, Shans. And the award-winning piece on Mr. Mike Rice, who's big back here in the East. Can't even walk the streets of New York. Blazers up on top by 1 over the New York Knicks. When we come back on the McDonald's Halftime Show, we'll have first half highlights.
I like it cold.
Like it cold? Introducing iced coffee at McDonald's. Served over ice in 3 tasty flavors. Try it free from noon to 2 p.m.
At the Gatorade Sports Science Institute, we test athletes in the lab. Because we know they'll be tested on the field. Gatorade, the most tested sports drink on the planet.
2 things to remember about Truck Month here at Landmark Ford. Number 1, because we're the largest volume Ford store in the Northwest, we have more trucks. And number 2, because it's Truck Month, we have more trucks on sale. F-150 Super Cabs under $19,000. Super Cruise less than $24,000. Even the new 2008 F-250 Super Cab 4x4 below $29,000. It's Truck Month only at Landmark Ford in Tigard. We're just off I-5 at the Haines Street exit.
I'm Terry Newsom, founder of Pacific Office Automation. Hope you're enjoying another exciting season. Inviting you to take a look at the exciting world of color copying. I said color copies. Look at that rich, beautiful color. Not only is a color copier affordable, studies show that color copies can improve comprehension while reducing mistakes. So, we're printing the playbook in color this year. Hey, nice job, Coach. These plays look great. For your winning season, try Pacific Office Automation.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any other form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Portland Trailblazer basketball is being brought to you by Coors. Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Taste the cold. By Mart, your Northwest membership discount store. Northwest grown, employee owned. By Stark's Vacuum, the largest selection, best prices, and superior service at 8 neighborhood locations. By Country Insurance and Financial Services, real people, real answers, real quick. By Landmark Ford in Tigard, get more, spend less. By Pacific Office Automation, problem solved, pacificoffice.com. By Gatorade Thirst Quencher, Gatorade, is it in you? And by Wild Horse Casino, proud sponsor of the Portland Trailblazers.
And back inside the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden here in New York. Blazers on top by 1 here at the half, 45-44. And welcome back courtside. Mike Barrett back with Mike Rice. Blazers led by as many as 8. But then that New York bench came in, and Nate Robinson, of course, the former Washington Husky, started unloading from behind the three-point line, something that the scouting report doesn't necessarily say to watch out for.
Yeah, they stopped Curry inside, but when Nate came in, there was no Curry inside, so the Blazers kind of let him go. He's 4 for 5 from the three-point line, and he only has 4 field goals, so he has been the difference. He kept this team in the game, brought them back, and for a short time, they had the lead. But now that Brandon Roy is checking them a little bit more, I'm sure Brandon Roy knows how to check Nate Robinson.
Only one Blazer in double figures. He also a former Washington Husky. And Brandon Roy had 13 points in that first quarter and didn't score in the second, but did some other things to help his team as well.
Yeah, but he's got to learn when Zach Randolph isn't playing, he's the man that's got to lead to the scoring column. He only took 3 shots in the second quarter. He went 0 for 3 after having a big first quarter, so he has to come out in the third quarter, reestablishing himself as a scorer to help this Blazer team because they don't have as much going on inside tonight without Zach.
Well, three-pointers have been a big story so far. The teams have combined for 12 for 23 from behind the three-point line. When we come back to New York, we'll show you first half stats.
This is a Standard TV and Appliance Blazers memorable moment. January 3rd, 1978, the date when the Blazers staged their most celebrated comeback. Portland trailed Chicago by 4 with only 13 seconds remaining in regulation before it turned the table.
1 second to go. Vandalier will inbound. Vandalier in the inbound play. Look at the D by the Blazers. Vandalier inbounds. May.
Someday, a backyard. Someday, medical school. Someday, a home office.
Hi, hon.
Someday, a real vacation. Today, talk with a Wells Fargo banker and seize your someday.
Some things we just can't help you with. But if you need a tux for the prom, we have rentals starting at just $60. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
No, Coach. It's easy. Just like this. Keep your elbow tucked in, feet shoulder width apart, eye on the target, cast away, and follow through.
Kind of like shooting a free throw.
Yeah, it is like shooting a free throw.
G.I. Joe's has the best selection of Trailblazers gear and more. Come down and see for yourself. You never know who you might run into.
Balance, elbow, follow through.
passage is intense. But if you complete the journey, you will find your destiny among the world's greatest warriors. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Adios, boring food!
Hello, delicious. At Taco Del Mar, we slow cook our meats and hand make our salsa. It's why the Del in Taco Del Mar stands for delicious. Delicious is our middle name.
And both the Trailblazers and Knicks back on the floor, getting set for half number 2. And we are back here courtside. Blazers leading by 1 here, 45-44. And, of course, Portland without Zach Randolph once again tonight as he's at a funeral in Indiana. And we're not sure when he'll join us. Maybe by tomorrow night against Atlanta. But talk about the differences in the Trailblazer offensive and defensive game plan without Zach.
Well, defensively, everyone thought maybe this Blazer club will be better, and they were. Against the Wizards, they held the Wizards to 40% shooting. Normally, the Wiz shoot 47%. Tonight, the Knicks are only shooting 40% on their home court. So defensively, the Blazers have done real well. Offensively, they've done pretty well, too. They scored 100 against the Wiz. They have 45 tonight.
More shots to go around, that's for sure. And the one guy who benefited directly from that in the Washington game was L.Aldridge. And so far tonight, just 2 of 5 shooting. But New York has geared the defense around guarding him.
Yeah, the last 5 games, he's shooting 60%, averaging 18 points a game. Don't think the Knicks don't know that. They are trying to stop him and Brandon Roy. So between the scouting reports, it's a wonder our man is even scoring like he is.
Speaking
Look
of defensive
at Curry.
game plans.
Oh, and he is the second leading center scorer in the NBA, and he has 0 tonight with the Blazers double team. Aldridge 4 points tonight. It's tough to score in the paint for either team tonight.
Well, Century 21 first half stats brought to you by Century 21, 147,000 agents strong. Walk us through them.
Well, if the Blazers can hold New York to 41% shooting the second half, they'll win this ball game. And New York normally gets to the foul line 29 times, only 4 times in the first half. That's because they're double teaming Curry. He's the guy that gets to the foul line the most. 7 for 16. New York not getting to the foul line, trying to shoot the three-point shot. Rebounds about even, steals about even, bench scoring. New York 18-9. One of our keys, the Blazer bench has to step up a little bit.
Miller Paint, NBA scoreboard. We were the first game underway tonight. That's hardly ever the case, so we don't have a lot of scores to talk about.
And Memphis going for Oat is losing another game in Memphis, 34-23 to the Lakers. Later games, Detroit, Houston, Sacramento, Phoenix. And that's about it.
Blazers tomorrow night. We'll go to, well, we'll fly there tonight, actually, to Atlanta. And then tomorrow night, Blazers Hawks. That is radio only. And the trip continues with games at Minnesota and then finally at Chicago. And that'll do it for road teams against the Eastern Conference this year. We mentioned on so many occasions how the Blazers have struggled against the East at the Rose Garden, where they're just 5 for 10. But on the road, they're 6 and 6 against the East. Well, for tonight's segment, where in the world are Wheels and Tone? There they are.
Oh man, that's
they need auxiliary lighting.
Oh, and a little oxygen, a little hanky for a nosebleed. Look at them, way up there. I feel for them.
Sure you do.
They may not make the bus to the plane up so high.
Oh, I'm sure you'll have their back, and we'll.
Oh yeah.
Hold the bus.
You know, we were talking about the Knicks. This is a must game for them, and it is, because the Nets, Orlando, the Indiana Pacers, and the Knicks all are just about even for that last spot in the playoffs, the 7th and 8th spot.
Does anyone want it? That's the question.
Oh, that's for sure. Look at the Trail Blazers and the Bulls. That's our next game coming up Monday night. KGW, Northwest Channel 8.
I like when you read the promos. Aldridge going to work on Fry. They got to get LaMarcus started, and this one is short. And the rebound, Francis. But as long as Curry doesn't get going, you have the centers cancel each other out, or at least the power forwards in Portland's case. That'd be fine with Portland.
And they did something different. They moved Curry out, and Nate Robinson is starting in the second half.
Curry leans in and gets his first field goal of the game.
And that's why they're starting Nate Robinson to try to bring J.Jack away from double teaming and taking him to the corner. So they're making the Blazers play defense a little differently against Curry on the double.
Roy, Blazers would like to get him started. He goes up over the top. The shot is long as Curry, Fry, they were all in the area. And they want to go inside to Fry, who has Udoka on him. Advantage Knicks. Aldridge comes to help. Fry goes glass. Well, it's a quick start for the Knicks.
In the middle of the first quarter, they moved Aldridge on Channing Frye, and they put Udoka off of him. Now they have Udoka back on him. They may have to go again.
That's a hold on Marbury, who was holding Brandon Roy. He's been doing his best since the first quarter when Roy got loose for 13 points to stay with Brandon.
Don't think Marbury doesn't know that Brandon Roy is a real strong candidate for Rookie of the Year. Those veterans don't like to be scored on by rookies.
Trying to set up Udoka down low, who has a smaller Francis on him. J.Jack now draws the double. Inside is Magloire by himself, who dunks as Curry a little late.
Yeah, they're not a great rotating defensive team. They give up 101 points per game. So you can score on them in the half court if you move the ball from one side to the other.
7 points for J.Magloire in this game, who's done a nice job, especially defensively, on Curry. Nate Robinson lost the dribble. Blazers back 3-on-2. Udoka baseline to Aldridge. Scores, and he's fouled.
Now that is showing some maturity. He took the ball in his right hand, showed right, threw it to his left, got a bang, was strong enough to put it in with the left hand. Watch this.
Look at Ime setting it all up.
Oh, yeah, now that's good. And he's doing that with a broken nose.
Yes.
He refuses to wear the protection of a mask. That shows you something for the future for this guy that doesn't care about his face. He just wants to get in there. He's like a hockey player.
Well, and they really strongly suggested he wear the mask. They had one made for him after he broke his nose in the Laker game. And Lamarcus didn't like the way it fit. And the coaches were a little bit concerned about how aggressive would he be as he picks up a foul here. Would he continue to go inside and bang and rebound? Well, we've gotten the answer to that the last couple of games.
And notice they've switched him immediately onto Channing Frye to take him out of that post-up. Udoka has played great this year, but Channing Frye is 6'9", so that's a tough match.
Here comes the help on Curry. Doesn't matter. He jump hooks it in. So Knicks are starting to get Eddie Curry going a little bit.
When the Blazers had the double team there, Curry just went to the baseline a little quicker.
Aldridge against Fry. Roy wants to post up Marbury. Now he has him. Fry stays to double. Aldridge open inside momentarily. Udoka throws up a three, is knocked to the floor by Francis, and the offensive rebound to Magloire as Udoka slow to get up.
He hit that right knee. He banged knees with Francis on the shot, and they didn't call it.
Aldridge, the cutter, baseline. Udoka, I guess it's not too bad. He reverses it up and in as Aldridge passing out of that low block.
In the NBA, the knee problem will come on the defensive end. Every NBA player will get a shot off.
Curry gets deep position, missed the shot. There's Magloire with the one-handed rebound.
That covered the eyes of the Ducks.
That's right. J.Jack trying to pass to the middle. Aldridge digs it out of 3 Knicks as they had it surrounded. And Lamarcus, the good hands and the long reach, of course, didn't hurt either.
Well, if he'd have played the minutes earlier, look out.
J.Jack barrels down the lane. He goes down hard. That looks scary. I guess everybody's all right. Curry will get the foul.
Hey, guys from Georgia Tech will bounce up. Remember, tonight he's going home to Atlanta.
That's right. Take a look at here.
Oh,
Curry comes through with that sizable frame.
He did a Kobe right there. He swung his arm out, knocked the guy down.
Is that what they're known as now?
Yeah, that's a Kobe.
You trademarked that move. Jarrett makes the first free throw.
And it's amazing that the Knicks still haven't gotten to the foul line. As we said, their big center, Eddie Curry, only LeBron, Arenas, and Kobe shoot more foul shots than this guy. So the Blazers, with their double team, have kept Curry off that foul line.
The Blazers have weathered the initial storm by the Knicks after they made all those changes. Here's a three by Francis in the corner. That's off. Rebound Aldridge.
Well, he made one of those, Francis, but the Blazers, if they had their druthers, would want him to shoot out there more than anybody else.
And now the Curry wants the ball down low and has a couple of field goals. Here's Aldridge. Nearly got the bucket, but he'll shoot free throws. That would have been another assist for Ime Udoka.
See, I would like the Blazers to get tape of Karl Malone, how he slips the pick and roll, you know, how he starts and then he goes.
John LaCroix can get that for you.
Can he? And I'll tell you, because if this young man would study how Karl Malone gets open on the pick and roll, and I know he'll work with Bobby Medina this summer on the weights, he'll be a different player come September next year.
One of your keys to the game was the foul line. Blazers 9 for 12, the Knicks 3 for 4, and a lot of that is almost a preventative defense and not letting the ball get inside the Curry, and that's why he hasn't gone to the foul line.
Yeah, and when they swing the ball back outside, they're taking outside shots. Marbury.
It's maybe a blessing in disguise that so many threes went down early. Fool's gold.
Yeah, I think so. And now they've put their hustle guys in, Jeffries and Balkman. So they're going to not shoot outside with this group. They're going to bang the offensive boards.
Well, Marbury's still in the game, so there will be some outside shooting, as he has it against Aldridge. Marbury, who nearly picked off by J.Jack, then did lose it. Fry. And out in front is Brandon Roy. Goes to the rack and flips it in. Brandon rarely dunks, but he's always high enough to. But the Blazers by 7 now. Their largest lead has been 8, and that was in the first half.
And that was wise not to pass to Udoka as fast break points. When's the last time we've seen the Blazers have more fast break points than somebody?
Curry runs down Magloire, but the foul's going to be on Jamal, who hops up a little upset, wanting an explanation, as Curry just used his sizable backside and threw down Jamal.
Well, we don't want to lose. Here, look at this fast break. Boy, the Blazers 11 fast break points. Let's see what happens under here. Oh. Well,
the foul might have been earlier when Magloire did lean on Curry pretty good. And down goes Udoka baseline. Roy. And he's going to get the foul.
Game is getting very physical because Isaiah Thomas wants it that way. When you put in Balkman, Jeffries, keep Curry in the game, and you have Channing Frye in the game, you want to turn the game into a muscle game, and you can just see the look on Isaiah's face right there. Like
now Nate is wondering why free throws are being given, and that's what he's talking to Ronnie Garrettson about, is Balkman just out of control on the baseline. But Balkman only 52%. Let Nate know that, so this is not a bad thing for Portland.
No. He was booed on draft night by
Balkman,
the New York Knicks fans.
Well, he wasn't. Isaiah Thomas was.
Well, the guy that picked him. And then they took it out on Balkman, too, at the start of the year. The other night against Toronto, they gave him a standing ovation because of his hustle. And that's what this guy does.
Wasn't a sexy draft pick, but
no.
That snaps a 7-0 Portland run.
Zone defense.
Ball kicked by Jeffries. Shot clock goes back to 14.
They're not a good zone team. They just throw it at you to throw you off balance a little bit, hope you take a bad shot. If you pass it more than twice, you'll get an open shot against their zone.
Magloire going to work against Curry. Oh, backs him down and dunks again.
And he fooled everybody by taking a dribble right and going back left without dribbling. He had his footwork down that time.
Crowd getting a little restless here at Madison Square. They know how vital this game is to the Knicks and their playoff hopes. Curry into Magloire. They're going at it. Offensive foul. Curry, who got the elbow high. And look at Isaiah Thomas. He's got to go to his bench now.
Yeah, and it should have been steps before. He took all those little baby steps. Look at this down here. Oh, I'll tell you what.
And Curry wanting to get even at the other end. Watch the high elbow right there.
Now see how he bounced? They could have called steps right before that, but better to call a foul. Although they played better with Curry out of the game because, you know, who comes in? David Lee. He kills the Blazers.
Lee's not 100% by any means.
They continue to go to this zone, so the Blazer man-to-man deep offense has them stymied.
Roy into the corner, left open. Now finally hesitates and takes the shot. 17 for Brandon Roy.
Yeah, he's got to reestablish himself. 13 points in the first quarter, nothing in the second quarter. Get back, Brandon.
11-1 Portland run, and they've got their largest lead of the night.
Now the Blazers go zone. It's a battle of zones.
Marbury for three. It's out. Rebound loose. Magloire tips out of bounds. New York basketball, new shot clock, but a timeout is called on the floor. It's Brandon Roy, one of the rookies, helping Portland tonight to a 10-point third quarter lead.
Here's a way to work both your back and your arms in one exercise.
Face the cable machine with your feet shoulder-width apart and arms forward. Hold the handles down, pinching your shoulder blades together. Return your arms to the starting position and repeat.
Get more tips at 24hourfitness.com.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Goodbye, baseball!
Cruise it down. Well hit left field.
How could you?
What?
This stain on your shirt.
Honey, I swear, that's just lipstick from my secretary.
Oh, please. You've been dipping.
No, I swear, I have been seeing Jessica.
Oh, you're lying. It's dipping sauce.
No!
Admit it, you love Jack's all-white meat chicken strips. Order them grilled or crispy and dip them in Jack's new teriyaki dipping sauce.
Who is this?
This is Jessica.
Here's a great way to work on strength and balance.
Stand on one foot while holding a dumbbell in the opposite hand, crossing your torso. Keep your arms straight as you bring the weight back across your body to eye level. Don't lean. Return and repeat.
Get more tips at 24hourfitness.com.
And the Knicks City Dancers, always one of Mike Rice's favorites, entertaining during the timeout. Blazers by 10. Portland 6 for 9 shooting in this quarter. Well, here's the steal of the game for you one more time. Your time is running out, so pick up the phone. 2 tickets to 3 games, Grizzlies, Jazz, Rockets. Those are the games. Plus, you get the bonus game, the final game of the regular season, Golden State at the Rose Garden to take on the Trailblazers. That's April 18th. Call right now, 503-797-9600, or log on to trailblazers.com. This is a fun Trailblazer team to watch, particularly right now.
Well,
and there are some Blazer fans in the crowd.
Oh, in New York. You can't buy many Portland shirts at that NBA store, I found out.
No, there were a few. There were a lot of Brandon Roy shirts there, I'll tell you that.
Now Blazers go back to that zone defense.
And Eddie Curry, who had a huge game against Portland in the first meeting, is on the bench. Balkman turns the corner. Offensive foul. LaMarcus Aldridge set up shop just outside the restricted area.
Yeah, I don't think it was outside the restricted area. I don't think it was. But they're not asking the other officials for... Yeah, that was inside.
I don't know. Didn't see it on that play. On that replay, anyway. Couldn't tell.
Yeah, Isaiah got up, but he didn't say too much about it. That's a big call for the Blazers right there.
He was outside the restricted area. We hear from the truck, who got a better look at it. Good call.
And truck don't lie.
Truck don't.
All the time.
Aldridge going to go to work on Lee. They can't handle Aldridge tonight. Flips it in. Will it score? No.
No.
Or excuse me, Magloire. I'm sorry. And the foul is going to be before the shot. Jamal wanted the continuation. Here is the shot. Was Aldridge outside the restricted area? Indeed, he was.
Oh, he was too. I'll tell you what. Truck doesn't lie. And I thought really he was inside, but he wasn't. And what the Blazers are doing defensively against Curry, and Curry's out of the game because of it, Aldridge is quick enough to run over and double team Curry. If Zach were here, I don't think they could use that type of defense simply because Zach couldn't get over there and double team like Aldridge can. Aldridge gets over and then he gets back. So that's why they're holding this New York Knicks team to 40% shooting.
Oh, Magloire gets his own miss. If I'd have told you before the game, Magloire 10 points, 10 rebounds, Curry 4 points, 2 rebounds, midway through the third, would you have believed it?
You know, Aldridge played so well against the Wizards, I think I might have.
Magloire, the catch inside, nearly got the three-point play, but You've got the two-headed monster in there right now, Magloire and Aldridge, and it's working for Portland.
Yeah, because, see, and now they've got to come back with Jerome James. Because the Blazers are going into Magloire, they've got to take out the quicker lineup that might hurt the Blazers. And now they come in with Jerome James that plays, about once a month for this Knicks team. He got that big contract from the Sonics. He came to New York, and they just haven't played him at all. And Magloire now is making foul shots.
11 and 11 for Jamal Magloire with 5 minutes to go in the third. And, you know, the beautiful part about this is seeing Nate McMillan making the opposing coach adjust to his moves, and we've seen that all night. And there's the first chink in the armor tonight for Magloire.
That's not a chink. That's expected.
All right.
You know, that armor is up there, and Magloire can't let it bother him because he's got the Knicks fans sitting on their hands right now. That was the first time they've said anything, and they yelled out a little air ball and then went back to sleep. So the Blazers are trying to put them more to sleep with this 2-3 zone defense.
13-1 Portland run right now. We've got a defensive 3-second technical, I believe.
Yeah, but that really wasn't. That was Magloire. They know they're playing that zone on him, and Isaiah Thomas is yelling over there, and Leon Wood is listening.
Plus, Nate McMillan is out wanting an explanation as well. Nate Robinson will shoot the technical. He's 80% on the year. New York, not a good free throw shooting team.
Now, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to make you a coach right now.
On cue, he misses the free throw.
The Blazers shot 62% with the starters in the first quarter. All right. Right now, what are they shooting for this third quarter?
Well, for the third quarter, 7 of 11?
Yeah, 7 of 11. All right. That's good enough. Do you bring in a lot of your bench guys now, knowing what you know in the second quarter how it went?
No. Outlaw the block on Lee. Yes. Lee, though, finishes, but a shot clock violation. I changed my answer quickly after I saw Travis block that shot.
Yeah, and that's what the Blazers have to do. See, they're going small right now.
Take a look at the block and listen to the crowd. They're not booing the lack of a call. They're getting a little bit restless about their Knicks. See the turnovers in the quarter. Portland taking good care of the ball. Roy back to Udoka. Now Brandon has it against Bolton. Roy open for the 3. Lets it fly long. Rebound, Nate Robinson.
Yeah, they've got to make Jerome James come out and play the pick and roll. Play it just like you would Shaquille O'Neal.
Robinson. Balkman. Not a huge offensive threat. Marbury tries a 3. That's it. Rounded out. Lee, the offensive board, missed the putback. And Udoka the board. Portland wants to push. The trailer is outlaw as Marbury and he come together, and Marbury gets the steal. And then a foul on the floor by J.Jack.
Now, you have to know if you're J.Jack how to pass the ball to Travis Outlaw. You don't pass it to him on the move because he's not a good catch. You know, he's not a Ray Allen catch and shoot guy. He needs to gather himself. And that was a bad decision on J.Jack's part. And that's why he knows it. He's mad at himself.
Marbury going to try and take Brandon Roy. Oh, he just led him inside to the well, and Aldridge rejected it.
God, that young man is playing so well.
That almost came over and hit us.
I don't know what would happen if he didn't get injured early.
Robinson just goes down. There was Balkman. And somehow the Knicks earned free throws out of this trip that really was going to amount to nothing. Nate Robinson went inside to try and draw the foul. The only thing that happened was he went down hard and hurt his right wrist.
Now, here is the case. Can LaMarcus Aldridge, he's doing so much in this game, double teaming, running, playing so much on the defensive end, blocking shots. Can he last through the fourth quarter with the Knicks playing this physical style of ball? They're just substituting guys in and out. Balkman and Jerome James just searching and pounding on LaMarcus Aldridge. It'll be a physical fourth quarter, I'll tell you that. And defensive rebounds, one of our keys to the game. Boy, that's going to mean so much.
Blazers call time. 3:20 for the quarter. The Trailblazers still on top by 10 points, trying to win their first game on this 4-game trip, but a long time left here tonight.
All over the West, we're on the move, loaded up to bring you giant Les Schwab savings. Spring's here, and that means sale time. But this is no ordinary tire sale. It's the West's largest tire sale. Truckloads of savings on performance, passenger, SUV, and light truck tires. Custom wheels, batteries, and shocks, too. The sale you've been waiting for. The West's largest tire sale, now at Les Schwab.
Attention Vancouver area residents. Why drive across the river when you can save thousands in your own backyard at Vancouver Ford? Vancouver Ford is the largest Ford dealer in Southwest Washington. That means you'll save thousands on hundreds of new Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. You can save up to 10 grand, like new 07 F-150s from under 13 grand with over 60 to choose from. The best savings and selections are right here in your own backyard. Get to Vancouver Ford today or log on to VancouverAutoGroup.com.
At the door, there's a man who will greet you.
The food is all that you've been dreaming of. The games are hot and they're ripe for the winning.
I think that I'm in love.
I know a place where you'll find some friends and do some dough. I know a place where we can go.
Well, the Trailblazer defense has the Knicks shooting just 3 for 10 in the quarter, and the lead is right now 10 with 3:20 left. Well, Corona, the Blazers are giving you the chance to get away and relax Corona style with an all-expense-paid trip to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. All you have to do is show off some of your skills during a Trailblazer game, and then you could win. Enter by March 31st at any Corona display in participating retailers or online at Trailblazers. Are they booing that guy? Trailblazers.com. Airfare courtesy of Alaska Airlines. You know it's a New York crowd when a poor guy out to take part in a timeout competition gets booed. As David Lee may be done for the night as he went to the Knicks bench. He has not obviously been himself tonight. He's missed the last 11 games. They maybe tried to rush him back a little too quickly tonight with all on the line for them, knowing how important this game is for them. He's got the bone bruise on his right leg and a bad ankle.
Yeah, they were going to hold him to Cleveland tomorrow, but it's in Cleveland. It's going to be tougher to win that. This is the game the New York papers said the Knicks had to win if they wanted to make the playoffs with 4 teams tied for that last spot.
Aldridge give and go. He's clubbed by Francis, and he'll shoot free throws. And Francis upset at himself and upset at his weak side defense especially.
Yeah, nice. And once again, that slip movement, instead of running the pick and roll, he slips it right there. That's Karl Malone, a young Karl Malone. Oh, I'll tell you what. I hope Stevie didn't think he didn't foul him.
I don't think so. He didn't complain.
Yeah,
he was mad at his fellow Knicks for that backside defense. He's talking to Balkman about it right now.
And you know the best thing about this guy? He doesn't miss foul shots. I mean, he can shoot foul shots.
Very confident for you to say. He's already missed one tonight.
Yeah, but when he misses,
say it in his backswing. You don't do that.
But he can make it. He's an excellent foul shooter. Look at him. He knows his routine. Boom. Nothing to it.
Blazers by 12 again. 10 points in the game now for Aldridge.
What do you think the average age of the Blazer team in there right now?
Can't be more than about 21 and a half.
That's it, 21 and a half. Can you imagine that? There are Brigham Young this year was way older than that.
Aldridge tips. Blazers trying to steal. Sergio digs it out. Blazers back with numbers. Wise decision by Rodriguez to walk it up. New York is frustrated. Outlaw has Marbury posted up. Travis baseline hangs too long. Aldridge right through his hands. Oh, then Roy picks it up. Now goes to the rim and finishes with 2 hands.
Like you said, MB, when he wants to dunk, he'll show you a little something. And now this crowd is warming up to the boos. They know the Knicks have to play. No Zach Randolph tonight. They said that in the papers enough. They said, how can the Knicks lose to the Blazers with no Zach Randolph?
Channing Frye along 2. That's off. Roy a rebound to boot. Blazers on a 17-3 run, and the boos are cascading down now the upper levels.
Now the Blazers can't quick shoot. They've really got to make this Knick team play defense, and they can get to the foul line if they do.
Roy going to work on Marbury. Sergio thought about a 3. Outlaw fades from 10. That's long. Rebound picked up by Francis.
Oh, you need that. That's the knife in the back. You make that little jumper. Now you got to play Nate Robinson. Don't let him get off. He has 4 3-pointers in the first half.
Got another one.
Oh, he's got 5. And that's, you've got to step up on the pick and roll.
Take a look at Brandon. Just hang back, eye that ball, and take it away from Francis, and then finish at the rim.
I tell you, Isaiah Thomas did the right thing bringing Nate back in the ballgame.
Roy. They want to go back to Brandon against Marbury. Clear aside. Roy takes the body, gives to Outlaw. Travis's jumper is off. Rebound, Nate Robinson. Knicks look to push. Nate again for 3.
Well, the Blazers taking a quick shot, and they go back and run and get a secondary fast break 3. And it just changed the game completely as they go 8 down.
Blazers trying to finish the quarter here. Shot clock already at 5. Here comes Aldridge, pick and roll. Sergio a deep 3. That's off, and Aldridge a loose ball foul trying to get it back.
Well,
take a look at Robinson again. 18 off the bench for the Knicks.
Yeah, and he's the guy you knew when they brought him back in. He's the tonic, so you've got to make sure the tonic doesn't get a chance to explode. So you even play him like you would a LeBron James even. You double team him on the pick and rolls. You take the ball out of his hands because no one else is scoring for this team. Maybe a J.Magloire back again as the Knicks are going with a small team. And Jamal is coming back in the ballgame. And they're giving Aldridge a good rest. This is a big substitution because LaMarcus Aldridge was running out of gas.
Jerome James back in.
That can only be nothing but good for the Blazers.
You're showing a lot of confidence in Jerome's game.
Yeah, he
1 of 2 for Marbury.
I doubt if he's using the exercise bike on the road when he goes.
But the lead has been cut in half in the last minute and a half with a 7-0 Knicks run. Webster in the corner for 2. That's a big answer.
Oh, and that's a big answer. And what excellent execution. Good call by Nate McMillan from the bench to get that sideways pick to get the ball to Martell Webster in the corner. Very
5
good
for him in the game. Shot clock is off. You get the feeling this is a pretty big possession here for the Knicks to close the quarter. Emotional.
Yeah, you got to help out if you're Travis.
Marbury to the rim, lays it in with 2.2 left. Sergio from 3/4 court. That's off. And the Trailblazers had a 14-point lead after a 17-3 run. But the Knicks, with a strong close to the third, have it just a 7-point Portland lead as we go to the 4th quarter at Madison Square Garden.
How do you secure your financial future? Almost wish you had a life preserver to wear, so you'd be better protected. At Country Insurance and Financial Services, you'll get sound advice and real protection from people you can trust. No wonder more people are turning to Country, the people who know you best. Country, real answers for real financial security.
This is our country.
Right now, at Standard TV and Appliances Mega Sale, save 5 to 49% in every department on top brands like KitchenAid, Whirlpool, GE, Maytag, Frigidaire, Sony, Mitsubishi, Simmons, and more. A huge selection during Standard's Mega Sale.
Plus, with 12 months no interest, it's easier to make home improvements right now at all Standard locations. For a limited time, the Mega Sale.
It's time to hit the road during the Chevy Spring Sales event, where you'll get 0% APR, plus $1,000 bonus cash on our best-selling car, truck, SUV, and more. Plus, hit the road with confidence thanks to our 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. That's 0% APR, plus $1,000 bonus cash now during the Chevy Spring Sales event. Hurry, it all ends April 3rd. See your participating Northwest Chevy dealer or visit us online at shopforchevy.com.
And back at Madison Square Garden in Manhattan, Trailblazers on top of the Knicks by 7 as we head to the fourth quarter. Time to check our G.I. Joe's action stats. G.I. Joe, sports, outdoor, and more gear for your favorite season.
Well, everything's about even here. Blocks, Portland has the edge. Steals, New York's not good at steals at all, but either of the Blazers, and they have 6. They were a little more aggressive in the first half with that smaller team in than they were in the second half.
There's John LaKrofka's better half, Leah, and Kelly Rogers as well of Portland here watching. We told you there were some Blazer fans here. And LaKrofka, you know, you thought you packed a big bag for New York. He somehow managed to get his wife on the trip.
Yeah, and there'll be a Canal Street tomorrow, I'm sure. It'll cost him.
Jerome James shows his offense, goes glass, and if you're Portland, as long as Nate Robinson's not shooting right now, you're happy.
Yeah, and I don't know why they're playing Jerome James in here. I think they really could run the Blazers around if they had a smaller team in right now.
Outlaw, top of the key, rattles it home. A big answer by Travis.
He missed those shots in the first half that they could really put the dagger in, and he made that one. That was big. It kept the crowd real quiet. 9-point lead.
6 points for Outlaw. Marbury for 3.
But that's the shot you want him to take. When Stephon Marbury is standing and shooting the 3, that's not like Reggie Miller shooting it. Marbury's much better on the dribble shooting the 3.
17 for Marbury. Take a look at the 3-pointers tonight. We did not think they would be that big a part of this game.
And Curry has
what a pick by Magloire. Travis again. His boy Nate Robinson was wiped out by that Magloire pick, and Sergio just peeled him right off.
Yes, Sergio, that's a great play. They're helping out on the pick and roll, and Sergio is finding Travis Outlaw.
They're looking for 3s. Marbury again. This one rattles out, and Outlaw claims the board.
Yeah, see, you want Francis and Marbury taking that shot and not Nate Robinson. They've gone away from him.
Rodriguez turns the corner, finds Magloire inside. Jamal, the jump hook over James is off, and Balkman the rebound.
Boy, Jamal had Travis open again.
Francis short on the 3. Magloire the rebound, and he's fouled by Balkman. Loose ball foul. But you know, the biggest thing is we take a look at Magloire's pick. Magloire's played a good game tonight. This is the pick we were talking about as Nate Robinson gets a little thigh to the hip there.
See, and that's what got Travis Outlaw open. They came over to help. They thought Sergio was going to go all the way to the rim.
The Knicks out rebounding Portland by only 2 right now, 32-30. Do you remember what it was the first time these teams played? Fred Jones. It was 51-31 New York, with the advantage on the rebounds in Portland on January 3rd. So that problem's been solved.
Yeah, and you're right, MB. That was probably the Knicks' best road game of the year. They really played well. The Blazers had no answer for Curry. They didn't double team him. They had no answers for people outside.
Jamal
Crawford, who just lit them up. Of course, Jamal, they say, may be back for the playoffs. I got news for you. You don't win tonight, Knicks, you won't have to worry about Jamal Crawford playing again.
And into the game comes Marty Collins, the rookie out of Temple, for the first time. And David Lee is going to give it another try. He's coming in off the bench. So again, Isaiah Thomas continues to search for that winning lineup.
No, Lee just went to give him 5 coming out of the game. You're on top of your game, but you saw him get up.
He was to the press team.
Oh, was he?
I think he got called back.
Now, I like what the Knicks are doing right here. This lineup, I think, will give the Blazers a lot of trouble as the Blazers now go zone because of what they see in the Knick lineup.
Curry against Magloire. No double this time. Oh, Outlaw comes over and blocks it. Freddie Jones then is fouled by Nate Robinson, and Robinson's going to stay behind to complain. Take a look at the elevation by Outlaw to block this shot.
Well, I don't know if the refs, oh, I'll tell you what, his head was above the rim. You can't call goaltending, and the ball wasn't coming down.
I think a good no call.
And I think it's a gutsy call. Gerritsen really, you know, he didn't think it was goaltending, and it wasn't.
Jones gets a pick from Magloire. Freddie turns the corner and finger rolls it up and in.
And Freddie Jones doing the pick and roll because they know Freddie can get to the rim, and they're going behind the pick, and Freddie just got to the rim.
Collins. They go back to Curry. Outlaw stays to double. Curry in trouble. Jeffries had to go right through his hands, and it would have been an easy Knicks bucket. And here come the boos again. But there's still plenty of time left. 8:55 to go. The Trailblazers, though, holding them off.
Fans.
What is the Blazer record for free throws made in the game, and when was it, Mike?
I think it was 53 against the Knicks back in 1985.
What are you looking at?
No, I'm not looking at anything.
You look like a kid in class.
Yeah.
Looking at crib notes.
I remember that.
Well, Trailblazers owner Paul Allen has made the trip, and Dan Aykroyd is on his left. There's Mr. Aykroyd. Didn't even recognize him with the hat on for a while, and finally.
Boy, and I'll tell you,
he's got to be happy with these young players.
He was laughing at the start of the timeout simply because the Blazers are holding off this Knick team that really disrespected them in the paper. That this game was, they were worried about Cleveland tomorrow, and the Blazers made that long trip across country.
Knicks 1 for 5 shooting in the quarter.
But like you said, long way from being over. Long way.
They lob to Freddie at the rim. Well, that was a set play out of the timeout. Jared Jeffries, a nice job to cover that. And Robinson at the other end for 3. That is a 5-point swing in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, you've got to find Nate Robinson. He's the only one that has any confidence to shoot it outside.
All 7 of his field goals are 3s. Sergio's jumper is off. Magloire dives right at our feet, trying to save that ball. But a nice job and good hands by Jamal to knock it loose. But the Knicks, take a look at this, goes off. Ooh, right off Marbury's left knee.
Off of Marbury's knee, and the referee has left our vicinity. I was going to tell him.
I'm sure he would have appreciated that. Look at Curry and Magloire inside. Referee's been watching this matchup because Curry's getting frustrated.
You got to double it.
Curry that time just backs his way right through Jamal, and if Jamal goes down, you think maybe the offensive foul is earned.
No, Jamal looked, and he looked right at Travis Outlaw. Travis has to come off of Channing's double.
And here comes Aldridge for that very reason.
Yeah, it is.
Webster up to Sergio. The lead is just 7 now. Rodriguez down the middle to Outlaw. Oh, and he's hit hard. Travis had designs on throwing that down, and Channing Frye had to come over and save the day as Eddie Curry is favoring his right leg. Take a look at this pass by Sergio.
Oh, and Sergio got hit and still got the pass away.
And a hard foul by Frye. As Aldridge, J.Jack, and Brandon Roy all will come back in, I think, a little earlier than Nate wanted to do this.
Yes. He'd like to give LaMarcus Aldridge a little more rest because it's been such a physical game. Boy, and those are big foul shots right there.
And here comes the cavalry, with the exception of Aldridge, who will wait for Travis.
Yeah, if Travis would have come over and double teamed that last time down, he wouldn't be coming out of the game. But those are the little things. Eddie Curry, you don't want to get off. You already have Nate Robinson to worry about. So that time was the first time they didn't double in the low post.
And 1 of 2 for Travis. Well, the Knicks have attempted 25 three-pointers in this game. 26 is their season high, and got a good idea they're going to break that tonight. Curry in the key, been in there a long time. Into Magloire, Travis blocks it this time. They get the goaltend as he may have pinned that one on the glass. But now Curry frustrated, getting deep position before he gets the ball.
Boy, and Magloire and Fry, Channing Frye and Magloire are really going at it, talking to each other. This game is getting, as we said, is going to get very physical. This Knicks team is not going to go down without a fight.
J.Jack, outlaw, thought about the 2. Roy takes the 3, short. Jones trying to tip it loose, but Nate Robinson gobbles it up. Knicks looking to get the fans back in the game on this trip. And a foul going to be called on Outlaw, guarding Fry down low. And here comes L.Aldridge. And this is basically LaMarcus coming in to help double team Eddie Curry.
Boy, and watch Nate Robinson. This guy is 5'8". Unbelievable how he gets up for that rebound, because Freddie Jones, remember, was a slam dunk champ.
Yeah, so was Nate Robinson.
So was Nate, now that you mentioned it, right.
Here's Curry. Here comes the double. That's Aldridge.
Yeah, see the difference? Aldridge gets there.
Curry into Aldridge, missed the shot. Ball right back to Curry, missed the putback. And Aldridge grabs the rebound. It's wrestled away by Fry, and then finally Magloire picks it up.
Boy, Jared Jeffries did everything but pull a switchblade on that rebound.
Man. J.Jack from the elbow. Yes, sir.
J.Jack might have shot 31% last week, but this week he's made 3 big baskets to lead that, keep that lead at 8.
13 for J.Jack in the game. The Blazers continue to hold off the Knicks, as New York trying to charge back and stay in that Eastern Conference playoff hunt.
Let's try 99 cents.
Okay, now try the zesty nachos.
Too much flavor?
No, it's perfect.
Taco Bell's new Zesty Nachos. Delicious taste and a cheesy zesty kick for only 99 cents. To get big zesty taste for a zesty little price, think outside the bun.
It's time to hit the road during the Chevy Spring Sales event, where you'll get 0% APR, plus $1,000 bonus cash on our best-selling car, truck, SUV, and more. Plus, hit the road with confidence thanks to our 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. That's 0% APR, plus $1,000 bonus cash now during the Chevy Spring Sales event. Hurry, it all ends April 3rd.
See your participating Northwest Chevy dealer or visit us online at shopforchevy.com.
Trailblazer lead is 8 with 6.5 left here in New York. The first of a 4-game road trip. The Wells Fargo official financial partner of the Blazers, proud to take its customers to the next stage. Now they're taking us to the next game. Next TV game is Monday, and the Blazers take on the Bulls on KGW Northwest News Channel 8, 5:30, 5 o'clock for Northwest Chevy pregame show. Tomorrow night, Blazers will be in Atlanta. That game on the Blazers radio network with Brian Wheeler and Antonio Harvey.
And you know, MB, you brought up a great point about the Blazers having to bring back their starters a little quicker than they wanted to. And that's a foul on
Curry as he ran down Magloire.
Boy, and
continue with your point, though, because it's not often you compliment.
Yeah. the fact that now this is going to be a bruising type game, as Curry just ran over Jamal Magloire. Now they got to take him out and put Jerome James in. What a difference. Curry, a guy averaging 19 points a game. And I don't, you know, this game is so big. I think I'd leave Curry in the ball game. Man.
Roy. Roy gets a pick from Magloire, who sits some crunching ones tonight. J.Jack, shot clock at 5. Jack to the hoop, reverses it up and in. Jerome James was trailing him but couldn't get there in time.
And that's the difference with Jerome James that hasn't played a lot. He has lost his quickness if he ever had it.
15 for J.Jack. Here's Channing Frye. Ooh, runs down Roy and then flips it in as Magloire was a little bit late to help, and that bucket brings the Knicks back to within 8.
Well, this is going to be a physical game, and the refs are going to let them play on both ends, so look out for a war.
They go inside to Magloire against Jerome James.
Boy, they're letting him go right.
Flips it up with the right hand and gets the roll. And if you let Jamal Magloire back you down and turn with the right.
Yeah, he's going to score. You're right, MB. And Jerome James probably didn't even listen to the scouting report today. Didn't think he'd be playing in the 4th quarter at crunch time.
13 points, 13 rebounds for Jamal Magloire. Nate Robinson gets his own miss and banks it in.
See, they made him put the ball on the ground. Nate doesn't shoot jump shots on the move, so they did the right thing, but they let him get his own rebound. But remember, he jumps about 80 inches off the ground. So
teams trading buckets now. Brandon Roy, a pick from Aldridge. J.Jack thought about the 3. Roy takes the long 2. It's well off left. Rebound to the corner and out of bounds, saved by Udoka, but then saved to the Knicks. Here comes Marbury. All the way to the rack, lays it up, no, but the follow by Channing Frye, who's taken the glasses and thrown them.
Yeah, you can't let New York get easies now. You got to make them, with this 6-point lead, earn every basket.
4:24 left, full timeout, Blazers.
Road and Track invited 400 car enthusiasts in California to compare the all-wheel drive Ford Fusion to Camry and Accord.
The thing that got me the most about the Fusion was the power.
I like the way it looks, too. It's real sporty.
Again, on performance, handling, and styling, Fusion wins. And it's a leader in total quality. See for yourself. Take the Ford Challenge. Now just sign and drive off with 0 down, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing. Lease a Ford Fusion for only $249 a month. Visit your Northwest Ford stores today.
First dates, cocktail parties, weddings, meetings, business trips, second dates. You can wear a suit just about anywhere. Just don't always wear the same one. At Men's Warehouse, you can update your look with 100% wool suits starting at $200. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
I was thinking,
yeah?
You know, sometimes you find something so special and you just want to hold on to it. Beautiful on the outside, sure, but even more beautiful on the inside, and you just want to lock it up forever.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Yeah. These can liners really lock in that Rocky Mountain taste. Hey, while you're up, grab me a beer.
Every Coors Light can has a specially designed liner to lock in that frost-brewed Rocky Mountain taste.
Sweet.
Coors Light. Taste the cold.
Blazers clinging to a 6-point lead, 4:24 left. The Trailblazers and Northwest Ford stores have teamed up to bring in the final Ford package. Buy 2 games and get 2 games free. The last 4 of the regular season. Utah, Houston, Seattle, and Golden State. By the way, Seattle is a J.Jack bobblehead night, and Golden State is fan appreciation night. Packages start as low as $48. Call 797-9600 or log on, as always, to trailblazers.com. J.Jack 15 points in the ball game with a tough finish there.
Yeah, J.Jack has come alive, and the Blazers have needed it because of the absence of Zach Randolph's 23 points a game. They really needed Jarrett, and he's come through. Now the Blazers have to come through with this last 4:20 and a 6-point lead.
The crowd has booed at times tonight, but now trying to help their Knicks out.
Boy, the Knicks defended that double pick and roll really well.
Roy. He draws a crowd. Magloire's trying to help him with a pick. Brandon to the rack, up and under off the glass.
He shot that right at Jerome James' goatee.
21 for Roy.
Boy, Eddie Curry, after that, I'd have Eddie up and ready.
22nd timeout called by New York. as they're confused, talking to each other as they head to the huddle. But take a look at the move by Brandon Roy. Nowhere to go. Shot clock winding down.
Yeah, this is just unbelievable how strong he gets through 3 different Knicks and closes at the rim. Look at this. There's just no room here. All 3 of them go after him. Nate sticks his arm in. You're not strong enough, Nate.
21 points for Brandon Roy here on this stage tonight. And he gets a little breather during the Subway 20-second timeout.
Oh, and that's a great, believe me, they needed it. The Blazers are on fumes right now. And they've got to, once again, get to the rim. Don't settle for outside jump shots. Get to that foul line a little bit. The Knicks will be in the mood to foul, to whack you. So all you got to do is make it and keep them off the offensive boards. They'll really be crashing with 4 to the offensive board right now. That's how the Knicks win ball games at the end.
Blazer lead is 8. It's been as big as 14 here in the second half.
Where's Nate?
Far corner, J.Jack watching him. Really skip to Jeffries. There's Nate. Fouled as he shot the 3. J.Jack says, I didn't touch him. Well, the replay will tell the story. But 3 free throws coming for Nate Robinson. Take a look.
Let's see right here where he touches him, if he does.
Maybe a little bit on the hand after the shot, but
no,
that's...
You don't call that. I can't say anything bad about Jared. I was waiting to see if it was a dumb foul, and all he did was make him shoot, try to shoot the ball up higher.
Try this angle. Yeah, he got his arm. And it was during the foul.
You think he got his arm or his hand?
Well, does it matter?
Well, yeah, in the YMCA, hand's part of the ball.
I think at any level, a hand is part of the ball when shooting it. As Curry out, Jerome James back in. Why would you bring up YMCA ball? Why now?
You get a little touchy on that, so I'm not going to say anymore. Oh, and he makes 3 foul shots. Oh, how big were they?
26 for Nate Robinson. His points have come in 3s tonight, be it from the field or the foul line.
Yeah, he's been the savior. Now the Blazers.
Look at Jeffries looking for help behind him and looking for the pick. And here's Roy. Brandon up and under. 10 seconds left. They go to Magloire. James on him. Back to Jack for a 3. It's well off, out of bounds, off of Aldridge, and New York ball.
Well, with 3:30 to go, you don't want to be forcing shots at the buzzer. That makes it look like you're just trying to run the clock out. You've got to score in an NBA game going down the stretch. And of course, Brandon Roy's the guy that has to do that.
Marbury turns the corner, back off on Roy. Look at the guys following the shot in, but Magloire rips it away, his 14th.
I'll tell you, that was a great rebound because Jared Jeffries was all over the ball.
Roy, hesitation move, finds Udoka for 3. No. Rebound loose, out of bounds to the Knicks as Magloire and Nate Robinson came together.
Boy, and that's Udoka's corner. Let's see right here what happens. Yeah, you got to give it to them because Jamal Magloire was going in that direction. His momentum took the ball out of the bounce. Good call.
By the way, Nate Robinson with a season high tonight.
Well, I hope so.
There he is again. Nobody on him.
Well, the Blazers went zone, and they lost Nate Robinson in the zone.
And a foul on Jeffries as we come down the other way, and that is a shooter as the Knicks are now in the penalty.
That was a dumb foul. There are dumb fouls and there are dumb fouls. Look at that. Boy, and I tell you, Nate will talk to J.Jack about that matchup zone and not losing Nate Robinson in it. Who else can shoot it out there?
By the way, the 8 3-pointers by Nate Robinson ties a season high by a Blazer opponent. You know who also had 8?
Oh, man. Kobe Bryant the other night that was throwing them from everywhere. Nate Robinson is getting open threes, whereas Kobe had 3 guys on him when he was shooting his. Brandon Roy will make this foul shot because he's that type of performer. Yeah, see,
22 for Roy.
He was mad at himself that he missed that first one.
Now somebody,
they got to double Curry now. Don't stop doubling Curry.
misses the jump hook. The rebound claimed by Aldridge, and that thing hung on the rim.
Boy, that was the first time they didn't double, and how big was it that he didn't score an easy putback.
Roy, no help for Jeffries this time. Brandon, now double. Udoka. Oh, he finds Aldridge on the weak side, who finishes with two hands. Timeout. Isaiah Thomas. 1:43 left. Udoka set the whole thing up and found yet another rookie for a dunk.
I like it cold.
Like it cold? Introducing iced coffee at McDonald's. Served over ice in 3 tasty flavors. Try it free from noon to 2 p.m.
When you walk into the building, there's a sense of electricity that shoots in everybody's body.
The place is going nuts.
The players' athleticism, their skill.
Oh, what a shot.
They dive on the floor for loose balls.
The heart that she plays with.
Buzzer beaters.
For the win. Got it.
But the main thing I love about going to a WNBA game is having something my daughter Tia and I can really enjoy together. Right, Tia?
That's right.
Blazers by 5, 1:43 left, and this play was starting to bog down Mike Rice, and the shot clock was winding down.
Yeah, Curry didn't double team enough. He kind of backed away instead of really putting the pincher on. Watch him back away and keep his arms down. That allowed Udoka to find LaMarcus Aldridge underneath, and what a big basket that was. That was crucial, because if the Blazers don't, and Dan Aykroyd agrees with me.
You think Paul Allen has Dan Aykroyd pulling for Portland tonight?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, Knicks will inbound. Again, you got to watch the three-pointers. Nate Robinson is still in there. He's got a season-high 29.
Yeah, but the Blazers go man-to-man. They're not going to let Nate sit out in that corner by himself.
Foul Magloire quickly, and that was the foul the Blazers had to give.
Yeah, but you don't want to give it there.
Well, that's why, though, it was called.
Let's see if he's been held.
And Curry's got a hold of Magloire. Magloire's got a hold of Curry. That's been a heavyweight battle all night.
They've been doing that all night long. Boy, you got to stay around Curry now.
Curry gives Marbury the pick. Now Roy left on Curry. Magloire away from the hoop. Here's Channing Frye along two. And that cannot be the shot New York wanted out of the timeout.
I'll tell you what, I don't blame the Boo Birds now. Channing Frye throws up a prayer when they have time on the shot clock. The Blazers did a nice job. They're taking Curry out of the game.
Ronaldo Balkman in, Frye and Curry going out because Jerome James is in as well.
This is kind of puzzled for me how Jerome James, he's not a shot blocker. If he was a guy that could come in and block a shot, but they'll pick and roll him. Magloire should go out and pick and roll this guy. There he goes. Go on out, Jamal. They want you.
Roy inside. Balkman knocked it away. Magloire picks it up, and he's fouled.
Yeah, they're going to make Jerome James play defense. Smart move by Nate McMillan. And you see Brandon Roy, instead of going towards the pick, went away from it. A favorite trick of Carmelo Anthony and some of the guys that go at the pick sometimes, and then sometimes they go away from it. And that's Dwayne Wade's favorite trick with the Miami Heat.
Jamal Magloire 3 for 6 at the line tonight. That's about his average, and these are big free throws for Portland.
You hope for one out of 2, and it's a bonus.
Oh, well, his last one was an air ball, so that takes a little courage. As Frye back in, Curry back in, Steve Francis back in.
They're playing offense, defense.
As you just saw the Evergreen Choir from Vancouver up in the crowd. They got to be loving this.
Yeah, Joe Baslow's group.
Yes. Meanwhile, Knicks, all they have, Mike Rice, is 1 20-second timeout. Magloire misses the free throw. Udoka grabs it. What's that remind you of?
Oh, man.
Opening night in Seattle.
Absolutely. Ime Udoka with the second biggest rebound he's had this year. And now the Blazers will run it down. Remember, they've got a 6-point lead, so they can play.
Aldridge stops at the foul line. It's off. Rebound Francis.
Now you got to get back.
And watch the threes. Marbury. Shot blocked by Roy and picked up by Magloire.
He's got to get rid of it so they don't foul him.
But how about Roy with the blocked shot?
Oh, that was great. Because this is where Stevie Francis can hurt you, too. So you want to keep the ball away from him. Earlier, he had no confidence, but now he's forced to do it.
He's 6 for 21 is Marbury. Roy right past Marbury and fouled. And the crowd starting to head for the exits here in New York.
This is unbelievable. The Blazers start a 4-game road trip with a big win after beating the Washington Wizards at home by 1. And notice the next night, Gilbert Arenas made the same shot against the Sonics and won that game, whereas the Blazers defense stopped him the night before. But Gilbert didn't tell the Sonics he was going to get 50. He just got 42.
2 free throws for Roy. 24 in the game for Brandon Roy.
They don't even call a timeout.
Blazer lead back to 8. Marbury in the corner. Francis, Fry, Marbury for 3. That's short. Rebound Magloire. And then he's fouled. Jamal Magloire, 14 points, 16 rebounds tonight.
Well, Boston the other day said they may not play Paul Pierce the rest of the year. They're after lottery balls. You can see the Blazers have no such thoughts. They're going after wins.
That's a good point.
They want to get this momentum going for next year. Plus the fact, let's face it, they're only 4 in the loss column out of the playoffs.
And if the win at home on Tuesday against the 3rd-seeded team in the East in Washington didn't convince you, you come in here against a team that absolutely had to have this home win tonight. The New York Post built it up today in the paper.
Boy, and I'll tell you, I don't want to read the New York papers tomorrow. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Magloire misses a pair, shouldn't matter. Nate Robinson adds to his season high.
And they're going to let it go.
And the Blazers are going to walk out of New York with a victory to open this 4-game Eastern road trip tonight. The Blazers at home against the East are 5-10. On the road, they're 7-6.
And what are we without Zach Randolph?
Well, 2-0 right now. Man. Big win tonight for the Trailblazers, Mike Rice.
Yeah, it sure is. And you just can't believe how the Blazers, and you know, our guy, Brandon Roy's coming over and shaking the hand of Walt Frazier. He idolizes Walt Frazier. And I'll tell you, he plays a whole lot like Walt Frazier. And my partner's getting all geared up. Are you ready? He's ready.
Always ready, Mike Rice. And here we are with the Rookie of the Year, Brandon Roy. You knew. You don't want me to say that yet?
Not yet, not yet. We're still playing ball.
But this is a pretty nice stage to have a big ball game here.
Yeah, I want to have a good game here tonight. You know, I got a couple buddies that play for this team, and I want to come out, have fun, and put on a good show.
Well, and Nate, one of your buddies, had a pretty good game.
He had a great game. I try to tell the guys, hey, he's a competitor. He can shoot the ball, so we got to get to him. And down the stretch, we did a good job of taking him away, and he couldn't help him get back in this one.
Well, talking about the performance tonight, to open this 4-game road trip, you guys coming in here against a team that desperately needed a victory to stay in the Eastern Conference race.
Like I said, my buddies play for this team, and they said after they beat us, they'll be in 7th place. And I said, don't speak too fast. So we were able to come out, get some stops, and we picked up a big win. We're still playing for our playoff race. You know, we're never out of it. We got 15 games left, and we're going to try to win all of them.
Without your leading scorer and rebounder, Zach Randolph, you beat the Washington Wizards Tuesday. You beat the Knicks in New York tonight.
Yeah, Zach's our leader. I mean, he gives us 25 and 10 almost every night. So when we come out here to play, we need guys to step up in his place, and we just can't wait till he gets back because I know he makes the game a lot more easier for me.
Jamal Magloire, 16 boards tonight. That's pretty good.
Jamal's a starter. He hasn't had those minutes all year long, but he's been ready for every time he gets a chance to go out there and play, and he proved it tonight.
All right, B, see you on the plane.
See you on the plane.
All right, Brandon Roy here tonight courtside. Trailblazers get the victory behind Brandon Roy and LaMarcus Aldridge and Jamal Magloire. A great effort tonight by Portland to get the first win on this 4-game road trip.
Right now, at Standard TV and Appliances Mega Sale, save 5 to 49% in every department on top brands like KitchenAid, Whirlpool, GE, Maytag, Frigidaire, Sony, Mitsubishi.
Struggle and sacrifice. March 1836. Hundreds battled heroically for the right to remain. March 2007. A short distance from the Alamo, with far less historical significance but equal passion, Ohio State and Memphis battle for the right to remain and move on to the Final Four. The Memphis Tigers are the hottest team in the nation, but even after winning 25 straight, John Calipari's club is still looking for respect. Thad Matta's Buckeyes haven't lost in 20 games. Tested and tough, Ohio State is seeking their first Final Four since 1999. One streak will end. One team will advance. The ultimate road trip continues from deep in the heart of Texas.
Michael Jordan. Smart takes the shot.
Puts it up. Dreams to come true. As good as it gets.
We welcome you to the Alamo Dome in San Antonio and the South Regional Final. Second-seeded Memphis, 33-3 for the year. Top-seeded Ohio State, 33-3 for the year. Winner of this one will be the first in the Final Four, scheduled for next weekend in Atlanta. Ohio State and Memphis meet this afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Bill Raftery. 20 wins in a row for Ohio State, 25 in a row for Memphis. What kind of a pace do you expect?
Sit back, because Memphis is going to woo-woo Vern. They're going to get up and down, drive, draw, and kick. Conversely, Ohio State, they'll take the opportunity break, but wait for the big fella to get the low post.
Ron Lewis is a fifth-year senior for Ohio State, and he is having a marvelous run through the tournament.
Well, whatever you needed, he's given them a great lift. He's very experienced. He understands what to do on the floor. He's good at putting it on the deck and blowing by. He understands what type of shot to take. He loves pressure situations. He can step back and jack the deep three with the best of them.
John Calipari's Memphis Tigers rely in large measure on a sophomore core, and Chris Douglas Roberts played 37 minutes the other night on a sorely sprained ankle.
CDR, he showed us the ankle didn't bother him at all. He understands how to go without the basketball. He's got a terrific basketball IQ. Step and go and finish with the best of them. He also has range. He understands what type of shot. And how about this? A little alley-oop to the off guard.
Greg Oden will be a highlight, too. We'll talk about the 7-foot center when we return to San Antonio.
Someone's about to lose their Stellan Miller highlight privileges. Can I borrow that for a second? The hamburger, $11.50. Are you for real? Step aside, mon ami. Pardon moi. Excuse us. See, this beer is about helping people live the highlight. It's a good, honest beer at a tasty price. Mess with the high life, and the high life will mess with you. $11.50 for a hamburger. Y'all must be crazy.
There's something to be said about Papa John's new 6-topping sausage sensation pizza. That something is... This new taste sensation is loaded with spicy Italian, new smoked, and sweet sausages, plus fresh cut onions and red and green peppers. Now, for a limited time, get a large 6-topping sausage sensation pizza for just $11.99. $11.99. Taste the difference. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Things that make you go,
Morning. I appreciate someone who's willing to listen. Someone I can count on for great coverage.
Somebody's got to get to the basket.
That's why my go-to guy is my State Farm agent.
For car insurance, nobody matches State Farm's combination of personal service and low rates.
Even I can't argue with that.
Get a quote today and see how your insurance matches up to #1.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Does it have 270 horsepower? Fuel-efficient CVT technology. And faster 0 to 60 than Accord, Camry, and Acura TL. Performance once reserved for the few is now available to everyone. Yep, it's that good. The next generation Nissan Altima is here.
I was an offensive lineman for 4 years. I no longer wear pads, but I still carry a lot of weight on my shoulders.
There are over 380,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of them will be going pro in something other than sports.